Uh, Welcome everybody. This is CBSI presents Tales from Flipside number 40, Big 4-0. I'm Dino, Forgotten 5 Comics. No Paul tonight, so we don't have a Paul's problem, so that might be a problem. Boys, introduce yourselves.
It's John Z. No current affiliation. I'm sure we can find a problem amongst the few of us here tonight.
Free agent.
Looking for a sponsor. Hit me up.
That's what I tell girls on my Tinder app. Best free agent available.
What's up, guys? Brian Wood, Simple Man's Comics, and I don't really have much. I'm excited. Well, last week I know I said I was excited for Infinity War hitting digital. Well, tomorrow I'm excited to pick up the Steelbook from Best Buy. But
how many copies are you going to have? How many copies are you going to get?
Just the Steelbook. The digital one I borrowed from a friend.
Oh, nice. Friends are for. You know what friends? Oh, I can't talk about it. We got to be PG rated. I can say, you know what friends are really for, or how you know a friend, but I won't say it. I'll say it off air.
Fell off a truck.
What's up, guys? It's Brian McClay, and I might be able to fill in for Paul this week in his problems. I've had problems of my own, which include tarantula hawk wasps, haboobs, and 120-degree days.
120 degree.
You say haboobs?
Oh yeah, like a wall of like the ice wall in Game of Thrones, just
gotcha.
A wall of dust.
Can you explain to people who don't watch Game of Thrones like me?
Go do a quick search on YouTube of haboob, Haboob, and watch the insanity.
Well, that wasp thing you posted, man, you officially said I'm not visiting Arizona again, dude.
Oh, buddy, somebody just joined.
That's the scariest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
Scotty, introduce yourself, maybe, because we got a new person coming on board.
Yeah, I'm just Scott.
Hey, buddy, who joined the podcast, buddy?
Yo, P-Dubs here. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, we were ripping on you because you weren't going to be here.
Problems in the house.
Now you fucked up the intro. Now I got to go back and like re-edit the whole thing. Terrible.
The podcast had a Paul's problems, and that Paul showed up.
Yeah. What happened, bro? I thought you were coming up.
It worked out. I was late because I had to fix a Paul's problem, and I got home and got the baby down and keeping my fingers crossed.
Oh, okay.
Tie up the other kid, or did you put her in front of TV?
Both.
Well, that's like humane. She's tied up, gave her some snacks and TV. She won't even notice.
Yeah, so I got those rabbit water feeders.
I could have actually like leave the podcast now and do my adventure I was going to say in the chat. That's okay. No, that's cool. I'll give you the outline too. You got the outline?
I do.
I do want to mention iTunes. Obviously, we're on iTunes and every digital platform. We just want to try to get more reviews on iTunes. So if you guys listen on iTunes and love our lovely voices, try to comment on, give us good reviews. Is that 5 stars on iTunes, I guess?
And make sure to click the thumbs up icon, not the thumbs down one.
Correct. Yeah, thumbs up on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Come on, I see you guys watching right now. Thumbs up.
I should have 12 likes. This is ridiculous. It's terrible. And they're still not liking it. Okay.
No. As long as they're not hating it, I guess we're okay.
We're doing good. We got 67 thumbs up.
Okay. Facebook is continuing to grow. We are at Mr. Z. What numbers are we at?
Facebook page is pushing 1,300 right now.
Jesus.
That's bigger than some G plus groups. Just saying.
Yoy.
We out here.
For having Paul and me and Stein not really managing it, that's pretty impressive. Just people showing up.
Can I be a moderator?
I mean, you can't do any worse than the rest of us are doing.
All right. I'm trying to.
Our man in charge of the variant heat check, Keith Shima, just joined us as a moderator last week too.
I've been trying to post more there, man. I've been trying to I posted, I organized from Mr. Simple Man's Comics over there, doing his like organization of his comic book room. Got me excited because my stuff was on the floor, and that ends a bad date really quickly when she's like, "Man, your shit's fucking all over the place." I'm like, I know.
Yeah, the ladies don't like the messy houses.
Well, if you want to talk, beginner questions, you want to talk, new stuff, you want to talk kind of things, and you're not going to be as harshly judged as Google Plus, because we try and keep it pretty specific on the G Plus page and the website. But Facebook, we're a lot more open to, various questions.
Can I just rewind 5 seconds to where you're talking about the room being messed up and maybe if a girl were to complain, any girl that were to complain about how messy your comic room is, ask to see her vanity or her bathroom and her makeup. And see if that shit's all organized.
No, that is true. But you know what I say? I say, yo, man, I got like 10 grand on the floor. What you got? Some fucking
right?
I don't know, man. Some of that makeup's expensive. What's that organic mineral?
Yeah, but you can't sell half-used makeup.
No shit, dude. You can't get that slabbed and like other people want to buy it.
Maybe they got lipstick and Mylars.
CG seed.
Yeah, that's what they call the little plastic totes they get from fucking like Nordstrom or whatever, makeup bags.
Yeah, that's the Hulk green lip gloss variant.
Yeah. So, Brian, you want to talk about your racks that you bought that inspired me to buy racks? Right.
Well, Brian's going to talk PG racks where PG racks not PG.
I had first I had ordered some more pre-cut sheets for cardboard mailers. Mm-hmm. And of course, every time Uline sends you something, they send you an advertisement and a catalog. And I've been wanting these like metal rack shelves that you could kind of have in your garage. And Uline had them in there.
On catalogs, man? Dude, I get 10 catalogs a year.
Yeah, they send me 2 to my shop at
you get like 4 summer ones, but they had these metal shelves in there, and there was like $150. And I was like, good Lord. And then you add shipping because it was like 60 pounds. And I was like, whatever. So the next morning I went to Lowe's in town and went and looked. And I was like, oh, I know they have those metal ones there. Went down the garage aisle and they had plastic ones. And I was like, it's going in my closet. And it was like $25-$35.
Nice.
So I already measured it out, picked one up, brought it back. I got home. I put it by the on the floor by my closet. Next thing I know, I was like, well, let me just make sure it fits. So I opened up my closet, and next thing I know, I started pulling stuff out of the closet. By then, I took everything out of the closet, put the shelf up, put everything back on the shelf, and then I posted a picture on Instagram of pretty much all my shipping stuff organized now in my closet and out of the way off the floor in my room.
Looks very nice.
So,
with some of the
I will side note, if you want to get the metal ones, the cheapest place, Costco and Sam's Club both usually carry them.
Oh, right.
They're about $85-$90 there.
So I talked to Wood while he did that, and I said, hey, can you measure the in-between spots and see what you're at? It was like 15 inches for like the ones we got. So guess what that fits? Short boxes of CGC slab boxes and raw boxes. So I bought 2 of the racks and then one like crappier rack for all my shipping materials and stuff. And I put all my CGC boxes in those racks, and it works out great because it's 150 pounds of shelf. I put 3 of them on there, and it's under the weight limit still, and it doesn't like bow or anything. It's good, man.
So Dino bought shelves, and then after I asked him about his boxes, I went and turned around and bought 5 CGC boxes to put my slabs in.
We're all dangerous with each other.
I know, it's terrible.
I think we all cause each other to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of made it because I was like, for me at least, I had like a little chair in the room and it was terrible. Like, we'd sell something or something. I would have to like, I'd put it like the slab on my lap and like wrap it up and then like, grab boxes from the closet and try to go get some tape somewhere. So at least it's all like in the area now. So, and my scale was like on the floor and I could,
I got shit in my basement and then I got shit upstairs. I ended up walking up and down the stairs 3 times shipping books.
Your house is a legit, like, if somebody has a match, that place is going up, dude. With all
it's the best. I keep extra boxes in the garage and bubble wrap. I keep the books in the basement.
And what's funny? I met your wife.
The scale's upstairs.
Yeah, I met your wife, dude, and I don't know how she puts up with it, man. I don't know if I could put up with that amount of books, dude.
Oh, I can't even do it. I'm like,
He's a
ready
saint,
I'm
dude.
ready to light him on fire.
Why don't you donate him to the Salvation Army, brother?
You can't get enough write-off on him now.
Mm.
Like, even if you write him off, they raised the limits. Coy had mentioned it. They raised the limits on the write-offs or on the deductible tax breaks. It just isn't worth it. The standard deductions are so high.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a certain limit, and then you have to get it appraised or something like that.
Well, it's even just that they, the Trump tax cuts. A good thing is they cut it and they raised the standard deduction, so you don't have to do all the bullshit. But it just means if you do this stuff, you have to just donate so much that isn't unbelievably worth it.
What about half-price books?
I'm toying with it. I'm trying to make. I got a con in South Bend in October. I'm trying to make it to. So if I can hold my shit together till then and try and burn through as much as I can at that point, then I might start. Like, I've pulled all the good shit out, all the Batman, all the Wolverine, all the the big titles, and I've bagged and boarded that stuff. I'm gonna save that for long term, cons or selling or trading or whatever. But it's all the junk that I'm gonna
like quarter boxes, man.
I'm gonna rent. I've rented 3 tables, like 3 8-foot tables, and I'm just put it out as either I don't know if it's gonna be 3 for $1, 4 for $1, and just fucking let it people have at it.
Did it pay for itself yet?
I am already at double plus fees.
Nice.
And I've kept several. Kept several nice books that I don't want to sell, and I've got all the bulk to sell. Plus, I think I'll probably do about quadruple my money if I'm impatient. If I'm patient, I could probably beat that.
Cool.
I didn't bother grading any of it either, which is probably dumb, but I have a hard time grading mid-grade silver, 3s, 4s, and 5s. I don't think it's worth it.
There.
If it's not getting above a 6, I just don't think there's enough value add.
Unless it's a key.
Well, even the keys though, like I had like an Iron Man 1, it was probably a 3.5 or a 4. Is grading it going to get me enough that once I put in the money, at a standard rate of what's it, $55, $60 plus shipping and all that shit? I don't think I'm gaining enough.
Well, yeah, that's true. It depends on what time you want it back to.
Silver Age, you have to pay so much more of a premium for grading that I'm not.
Yeah, but only if you want it back fast. I mean, it's a lot cheaper.
Oh, the economy now has helped. You didn't used to have that. That's true. I forgot they decreased the limit. It's still. I was looking at a lot of the prices, and most of it just. If you're not kind of breaking towards the 6 range, it's not worth it. A 4 graded versus a 4 raw. It's kind of like a modern CGC 9.4 versus a near mint raw. A lot of times you're getting about the same price.
Nice. Sorry, I'm distracted. I've been buying books.
What'd you buy?
I bought Amazing Spider-Man #9.
Good for you.
Good.
You bought it just now?
Well, bro, that's what I do, man. I'm out here in the streets.
You don't know how Dino does.
Oh man.
Half the time I'm scrolling through books or scrolling through things anyways.
Have you guys bought anything recently?
Have I not bought anything?
Yeah, what have you gotten, Z? You've been going on a tear.
Oh god, I can't stop buying shit. It's the Baltimore fucking pre-buy, dude. Everything comes up when you're trying to save money.
Mm-hmm.
There's a CBSI staff pickup page that I feel like I'm pretty much the Coy whore of lately.
You're the IG whore of the staff.
I'm on IG too, but I mean, on that pickups page, there's like 25 posts, and I'm 18 of them, I think.
Hey, hold on, Scott. I hate to do this. Scott, you want me to ship that to me or send it to somebody else?
Send it to you, right?
I guess. Okay.
All right, so name off some.
I did buy one that I'm pretty happy with because I've been sad about. It's the Teen Titans 75 Hughes Starfire variant. I got researching it because I have owned 3 9/8s in my life, and I've moved them all. I sold one when I had 3 of them all at once. I sold the first one thinking, well, I got 2 more. I sent one to a friend of ours for him helping me out with some other shit. And then I traded one to the infamous Koi pretty recently for a Tick 9/8. And then I realized, God damn it, I missed that book. So I've been watching for a long time. It came up, and I got looking at census. There are only 12 total 9/8s.
Wow.
And 2 are signed, 10 are blue label. So I've owned a quarter of the census. But that book has been a $600 book for $500 to $600 book for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
The census is not growing. There's only 12 or so 9/6s. I think it is gonna probably round out as one of the more rare used books.
Yeah.
And with all the Teen Titans stuff, yeah, the show looks a little scary with Starfire, but I think with the animation and everything else going on, if Zatanna's books can pick up a goddamn Hughes Zatanna common book as a $400 CGC 9/8 for what 15 and 16 of that run, a 1 in 25 variant for $600. Looking back, might seem cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking for that book for years.
Which one's that one better?
Teen Titans, Adam Hughes cover.
Oh, 75. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian,
There's not even many Raws coming up lately because I've had that on my saved searches for probably 4 years.
I got him I saw one on Toledo Comic Con like 2 years ago, and I didn't buy it. It just didn't look decent enough for me.
I am starting to think if I see them raw, I'll probably grab them even if they're not 9/8s.
He wanted like 4 1/4 back in the day, and I'm like, yeah.
It's just not
going price.
There's just not many coming up, man.
I got one, a raw.
You keep it or sell it?
Keeping it. Definitely.
Yeah, it's a tough book.
I think I just got lucky because I had Ozzy looking for it, and actually Nebo hooked me up with one at the time. So there was a bunch of us all looking, and we pretty much cleared the state, and I ended up with all of them, and they all graded right. But since then, I haven't come across any. Never seen it at a show, never seen it at a shop, nothing.
Brian, I got something. I got that Voltron, the Jenny Friesen one.
Oh.
I found it at a show last weekend.
Oh. Man, that's such a sweet book.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that.
I mean, it's not in great shape. It's like probably a 9.0. But
was that our favorite vendor though? You got it from?
Oh yeah, it was definitely Carl.
Carl.
Carl's got the goods, man.
He does.
Everybody, make sure you go see Carl in Baltimore.
No, don't go see him. He's horrible. I'm kidding.
Go see him. Well, I mean, the thing about Carl's booth is you can like clear it out. Well, you can go through the whole thing and like get a stack, and then come back tomorrow and do the same thing.
Yeah, he reloads every day, dude. It's like, and the problem is like, I know Z talks about how I go through a booth and like leave nothing. I can't buy enough, dude. That's a problem. Like I can't. Like he has so much stuff I can't buy. Like everything.
Yeah, it was funny because I saw Emiliano and Luke at the show, and Carl was like, let me ask you guys something. Like do you guys have like a certain amount of money like you have to spend, or like did you go through like all the books and that's the only ones you want to buy? I'm like, no, I mean I could probably fill a box or 2 if I wanted to, like if I had all the money. He's like, good, because I'm gonna bring like some of this stuff to Baltimore. I was like, okay, cool.
We'll definitely be there.
Oh yeah.
Was he worried you picked him dry?
No, he was. I think he just wanted to like get an idea of what the inventory, like would it be good enough for Baltimore? And I'm like, yeah, dude, he prices everything right, so I mean there's no reason not to buy.
I think you know what? He's a smart seller. If you price it with enough room for margin, you're gonna sell a shit ton.
Yeah.
And he has books that we all talk about too. Like it's not like he has books that are like,
I want to know who this guy is and meet him in Baltimore.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, we'll introduce you.
The key is somebody's got to get Sean hung over and fucking beat Sean there. But it's the first day.
I mean, I have a vested interest in wanting Sean there.
I understand, but the issue is day one to Friday. We're all coming in. You can't take the giant down in less than 24 hours of drinking.
Nobody is going to be able to tell Sean what to do or keep him from doing what he wants to do.
No, not at all.
That's the thing. That's what I've learned. Like Sean's going to be like, "Oh, nope, I'm going," or if he's got to come in hungover, like about to puke, he'll do it.
Dude, Andy, he was hungover the whole time, dude. It was awesome. He's like, and then every time we ask him, like, "You okay, buddy?" He's like, "Yeah, man. I'm just trying to wait for the bar to open at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock." At the con.
I have rarely been as hungover as I was day fucking one of Indy.
Oh God.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I would have given you fucking $200 for a bottle of Gatorade at one point. I was dying.
And then you broke slabs. When I said, "Don't touch the wall ever again. Just go sit down."
No, you shouldn't have let me near the wall.
I was like, "Oh, he's got this. He's got this." I hear his crunch. I'm like, he doesn't have this.
But at least only cracked, like two $200 slabs, not a $3,000.
It did work out though. He did buy one of them.
Yeah, he did. We might still have that slab.
Actually up for auction this week on my eBay page.
Okay. Well,
I got tired of looking at it.
What did he go for?
What? I don't know. It just started. I got some stuff ending Sunday. So it's like an albatross. Like, you look in your box and you see it and you're like, God damn it.
We might still have it if you didn't scrap it or crack it, actually.
It's fine. I almost thought about cracking it and just putting it in a Mylar because I don't need it. I got slab boxes full and I can't take it. I don't want to buy another box. So I chose the slabs I don't need anymore and auctioned a few off.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta purge.
I did have one other pickup to mention. I finally got the book that Coy fucking hoarded out enough to double the price on me. I grabbed a Spectacular SpiderMan 101, the badass black and white.
Yep.
John Bryan cover, 9.8. Goddamn Coy, talking it up all the time. Made me pay out the ass.
But that was the master plan the whole time.
It was.
Just make you pay.
Now he's going to sell his.
He did it just to piss me off. Now he's going to offer to trade it to me in whatever book I trade it to him for. We'll double overnight.
Yeah. That's funny.
Anybody else get anything good this week? Or this month? Or 2 weeks?
I picked up a couple of things. I picked up one of those Spider-Man Alpha variants that Mel was talking about and that Matt was talking about.
Nice.
And then
is it graded or are you raw?
Yeah.
Give us the details.
Yeah, it's great. It's 9.8.
Okay. Wait, what'd you spend?
There was only like 6 of them. You guys have gotten like 3/4 of them now.
I spent $150 on it.
Not terrible. It was a good deal.
Yeah. And then I picked up 2 copies of Gore Shriek number 6, which is Greg Capullo's first ever cover.
Dude, I haven't been able to track that book for anything.
Yeah, that's
6 or 4?
Hold on, let me check real quick.
4, right?
It's the one where it's the doll and she's pulling out the guts of the doll.
I think it's 4.
Let me look real quick.
I could be wrong.
So, anyways, it also has the first comic appearance of Mars Attacks in it. It's a little mini comic inside, and
Dude, I looked for that book forever.
Yeah, Mars Attacks actually started as a not a sports card, but a Topps. I believe it was Topps made a card for it, or a card set for it back in the 50s, and that's kind of how it got so big. And back in the day, people used to. That's the only thing people were looking for in that Gore Shriek issue. I think it is 4. Yeah, you're right.
That one's a bitch. I've got several number 1s. But...
Yeah, number 4. Yeah, this is my. I think I have 4 or 5 of them now. And
you should find in the wild, but it's tough.
Yeah, I just pick them up anytime I see them under the price of like $40.
I've only seen a handful on eBay, and they're usually, at like 100. I'm like, I'm not spending 100.
Yeah, and it's really hard to find a decent grade because it's got that black border around the cover. and it's a really cool cover, man. It's considering it's Greg Capullo's first ever cover. Most of you guys know that Gore Streak #1 is his first ever pro work. So that Gore Streak #1 came with one of the two. So I have like 4 of the #1s and 4 or 5 of the #4s. And then I have a couple of copies in between. One of the ones that I have is actually signed by Bissett on the inside front cover. And that was a little like extra that I didn't know about. But that's a tough book to find. And if you guys ever see it, definitely pick it up with how badass of an artist Greg Capullo's come. It's cool not only to have, one of his early works, but his first cover and a really good looking cover at that, considering, how early on it was in his game.
No, that run itself is fairly collectible. There's a lot of people just buying the run just because of its run. They like that comic.
Yeah, and a lot of people are actually trying to get them to, I forget the company that did it, but they're trying to talk them into either releasing like an omnibus or to try and start it again. And,
I thought it was going to start back up at one point. I think there was chatter.
Yeah.
I picked something up actually. It wasn't even a comic book, boys. You guys might be proud of me. I picked up a Mego action figure actually.
Oh,
which one?
Just the Batman one that just came out. It was at Target. My nephew's having a Batman themed party for his 4th or 5th birthday, I think.
Nice.
So it's got 13 points of articulation. So no, it says like 8+, but I'm like, he could just mess around. I mean, I got it for cheap. It wasn't like as big of a deal. It's the Adam West version, I think.
Oh yeah, is it old Mego, the original Mego, or new Mego?
New Mego, I think.
And those original ones are fucking crazy.
I don't know. It's not out. I bought it at Target actually.
Oh, that's new. The old ones are like the '60s, which is
no. He's young. Yeah. He's just gonna put it in his mouth and throw it around and stuff. So
I picked up that Carnage hardcover.
You did?
You did.
I know.
I forgot about that.
I'm super pumped.
What's that, Scott?
Did you ever find any information on that?
I did. Yeah. So I was just having my morning coffee at work. I don't even know how it came up. Just total luck. So back in 1994, through the QVC channel, I found out you could buy, and this is where the hardcover comes from. It's the SpiderMan Maximum Carnage box set. And it's the information in the box. So you get the game, which I guess you could, it says limited to 5,000, but I think it's actually 10,000 because you could either choose Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo version. And it kind of came in this pretty big.
Did they both have that collectible version though?
According to the video I saw, yes.
Okay.
Did it have an actual comic with it too? Because I know that promo comic of that is also a big time.
I think
it's not the comic. It was like in a big
case,
box, yeah. And I actually almost bought one a few years ago for a few $100. I should have.
So it came with the game. The box is nice too, though, the artwork and all that. But originally, it came with the game, the leather-bound Carnage series, and then the 3 pins. And so I was just perusing, and I was again early in the morning, and I just stumbled upon it, and there was only 2 on eBay. And this one was listed; it's still up for $100. And then the one that I bought, which was a lot less than that, and I was like, why not? Because I couldn't really find too much about it, and it was just one of those things where you only see 2 of them, so you make yourself nervous. If you wait too long, someone else is going to snag it. So I mean, it was $20 shipped, and so I was like, exactly. So I grabbed it, and then I found research about it. I guess it's pretty rare since it came with this QVC limited set, but it's pretty neat. If you look up on YouTube, just SpiderMan Maximum Carnage limited box set. There's different videos of people opening the whole box set itself, but I only got the hardcover, but it's pretty neat.
That game was a badass game too. So if you ever played it.
I remember it came in, the cartridge was red.
The cartridge was red, baby. That made it even cooler.
So what's the story about the comic that is so hard to find? It's got that badass painted cover. It's called Maximum Carnage #1. Just look up Maximum Carnage #1 promo, and it's a really badass cover. And supposedly that comes with that same type of deal, or it's a special from the game. Usually they go for a couple $100 if they're in nice condition. Most of them are pretty beat up, but I mean, I imagine that if that's how much the comic's going for, I imagine that leather-bound book is probably even rarer than that.
Yeah, that book is a couple $100 book, I think.
Be right back. Sorry, guys.
No, I don't know. I don't know. That's one of the things that's
I love those promo free books because a lot of people sleep on those, and it's become really big or really collectible or smart to buy those promo books nowadays. I mean, that Maximum Carnage one, the X-Men video game one with Apocalypse, Road to Predict, I forget what it's called, and then there's a bunch of them for like SpiderMan when the DVDs came out. They had that mini ASM 300.
Yep.
And
promo comic giveaway or whatever.
Yep. So definitely don't sleep on those promo books.
I've been maybe buying up Teen Titans Go promo books for the last couple months.
How's that working out for you?
They're fucking dirt cheap.
Okay.
And I think, you know what? I don't see many of them, but I keep buying them.
Well, where do they come from? Like, have you done the research to see where they come from?
All kinds of various things. There's like, I've got 3 or 4 different ones. One was a San Diego Comic-Con promo for some shit. One was a toy line. One, I don't even know what it's a promo for. Like, I can't figure out what it's tied to. Like, when I Google the business or the thing, it doesn't come to anything. It was like a top spin or something. So my thought is, yeah, they may be cheap now, but at some point, some completionist is going to want this shit.
So another promo book, this goes along with the pickups. I've got a couple more things just to really mention really quick. Something I picked up this week also that's a promo book that's really cool is, I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but it's a badass cover. And it's Uncanny X-Men. It's called the Custom Edition for Days of Futures Past. It basically is a homage to the great Futures Past. I think it's 141 or 142, and it's that Lee Inhook guy that's doing it. And it basically reprints Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142, and it's a badass cover. And I can't tell if it's mini or not, but if you guys see those, definitely grab them because they've sold for anywhere from $50 to $100 on eBay. So, again, promo books can be pretty. Oh, another one that's really big is that. Have you guys ever seen the Fruit of the Loom Joker promo book?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a really cool Joker promo comic that came with Fruit of the Loom, whatever, and that's a matter of fact. I think there's a guy that has one on eBay for wants $400 or $500 for it. So
you guys, are you talking about the Maximum Carnage still?
Yeah.
Is that the one where the Claim variant?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a few up on eBay.
Look, I'm impressed with you, Paul. You're like stepping up your buying. Like, you're buying weird shit that's good shit, though.
Yeah, I won. I won a Spectacular Spider-Man. Well, this is gonna now that you talked me up a little bit, I gotta talk myself down. I bought a Spectacular Spider-Man number 112 CGC 98 just because I like the cover. It's just Santa Claus holding a gun.
Oh yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's just one of those things where I like the cover, so I bought it. But
I keep one, I don't keep a huge PC of not valuable books, but that is one in my couple of short boxes that I love that cover, and I have a copy I keep.
Yeah, it went cheap too. So I like it. I was like, what the hell is this? I have to buy it.
Paul, how about that fucking book I sent you a link to today? I didn't even know that damn thing existed.
Jeez, yeah, that Turtle Mania gold cover is like 10 in existence.
And you have one?
No, fuck, I
Oh,
wish.
you said you had one. I'm like,
No, I sent a link and I didn't even know what it was. And Paul's like, "Oh yeah."
I just won something else. That's amazing.
oh God.
TMNT Volume 4 lot that includes number 30, limited to 1,000. That really rare one.
Oh, nice. Wait, is that the shark one?
Yeah, the shark one. A little expensive, but worth it.
My little one's become obsessed with shark covers, so now I'm like noting every shark cover I've ever seen.
But anyway, sorry. The one you're talking about, the one you sent a link to, was that the Turtle Mania special, or like 10 in existence. The gold cover is just, it's insane. It's not even really on my want list because I don't think I'll ever see it.
That's one of the things. Like, I would go through a box of fucking turtle books, and I wouldn't even know. Like, I'd be like, whatever.
Well,
Right.
because there's several of them that look the same. Like, I don't know, what's it, gobbledygook, like the reprint. There's some that look like that aren't worth shit. But then there's so many originals that are worth crazy amount.
Yeah, there's a white cover to that one too. But isn't there, Paul? A white cover? The white.
Cover's a common one.
Yeah, the white one's common.
It's just fucking seeing something. And you said something like to me that bogged my mind. I don't even have it on my searches. I'm like, those are the books I keep on my eBay search. And yes, I want to delete them because nothing comes up for years and years and years. But that one time, maybe somebody's sleeping on it.
It's on my Turtle Mania is on my search list, but it's not. It's not on like what list. It's on not really on my want list. It just seems like something that's totally unattainable. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I won that fucking stupid ash can. Live. It was on the show. It was the last show. I actually muted for about 20 minutes and screamed in the background. I had that on searches for 3 years because Walker had showed me, dude, have you ever heard of this? I'm like, no. And it popped up and I fucking bought it. And you're like, because somebody didn't know the value. They didn't know what the fuck it was because it never comes for sale. Those are the things you're like.
Did you win that Canteen Kate?
No, I'm sad about it. I should have. I pussied out. I spent too much money this week.
Womp womp. Womp womp.
Should have made a deal with my family and would have been better off.
I guess we're gonna pump up some CBSI stuff. I want to talk about the contest. We have a Detectives Comics 27 Fan Expo Canada exclusive going on the old site right now. That's live. That you actually can win. So you can grab your copy on either fanexpostore.com or you can head over to the CBSI G Plus page contest, and you can enter.
All you have to do is post a comment of your best spec on Batman, I think it was.
Top 5 answers. We'll see. What's his best investment comic from the Batman or Detective Comics run is the question. At current market prices.
Pretty easy. Just get on there and
put
a comment.
So easy, Paul can do it.
So it runs till the 19th of August, so that's about a weekish, and then it'll be announced on Monday the 20th. So I want to my man, Mr. DeVoe. What up, brother?
What up, guys?
Hey, brother.
Maddie.
How's it going?
Good.
How much I miss here?
We haven't talked about much. We talked about iTunes, Facebook stuff.
We're still in the bullshitting part of the podcast.
Yeah,
I didn't get to talk
That's
about
the whole podcast, usually, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get to talk about what I bought, guys.
Oh, sorry.
What a Brian.
What'd you get, Brian?
I didn't buy anything.
Oh.
Nothing comic related. So
DeVoe, did you
So
buy anything?
anticlimactic. I was excited.
No, but I got my Skyward original art in the mail today, so that was pretty exciting.
What'd you get? Like what?
So it's actually a pretty cool piece. It's from the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
There's the double page spread, the 20 years later double page spread. So if the first part of the book is her as a baby, the first time she's on page,
Oh, wow.
I have that double spread of it says 20 years later of her flying through the sky, and it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Did it sit in a bubble mailer? Like a little bubble mailer?
No, it was in a box with, like it was pretty padded. It was a pretty thin box, so I'm surprised it hit.
What, was it framed or no frame?
It's no frame. I think I will frame it. It looks really cool. So I just got to figure it out. Also with it, I got so the artist is Lee Garrett. He did, like, he's most notable to us. I don't know if you would recognize it, but he did the whole Stephanie Brown Batgirl run. Okay. So if you know the famous Art Germ 12 cover, he did all the interiors for that. So he was the one who actually did her original costume design, and I was telling him, like, you know, I'm a big fan of that specific Batgirl in that costume. So he sent me the original sketches for, you know, that they, what do they call it?
Prelim.
Yeah, it's like the preliminary art. So it has like the, you know, you can see them playing around with different ideas, and then like a, you know, 360 view of the whole costume on another one. Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
So those are my entry pieces to original art. So
I hear that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, you're down a rabbit hole now, buddy.
I know.
He goes.
So I gotta figure out how to display them, because, you know, it might be fun just to put them in like a portfolio, because I don't really have my own space around here to put them up, put it on the wall.
Well,
so.
How old are your kids?
9 and 7.
Ooh, because it's like you don't put it as a coffee table book. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you get some Chef Boyardee on it.
You know,
yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, there's no comics up anywhere. Although I do have, like, in our office space, I have all my comic boxes and comics laid out on the floor. So that's been pretty risky.
Well, you just missed our discussion about buying racks and like putting in like racks all over your house.
Yeah, I saw your racks, and yeah, I saw your rack. It looked really hot.
Thanks, mother.
Dina does have a nice rack.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and Brian has some really nice rack too.
Very strong. Very strong.
Can we keep going with that? Should we just?
Wait, you bring about like you leaving your books just on the ground and around. I'm like, my wife's the point. I'm so bad about it. She doesn't know if I have a stack of dollar books sitting on the coffee table or, you know, $1,000 of the books I'm going to grade.
Keep her guessing.
Like, she stays away from all of them and yells at the kids.
Nice. Keep her guessing.
Oh, that's funny.
Rack looks good for now, but wait a couple years and gravity starts taking. It's going to start sagging a little bit. So
that's why you should have got the
plastic
metal.
or metal.
Plastic.
I got plastic too.
Should
it
have
was
got
economical.
The proper term's silicone.
Yeah. I put a stamp in it.
Oh, that's terrible. I kind of put website articles on here. Well, I guess top 10, but Stein's not here. He's going to come on later, I think. He's at some crazy tennis tournament.
We could talk about Matt's article.
Sure. Why don't we?
We do have a couple authors on here.
Well, I mean, I'm just leaving it up, man.
We could call Dino and I authors, but I mean, one article every 6, 8, 12, 24 months doesn't count.
Well, you know, I podcast now. I'm a man of leisure, so I just like to do this.
Yeah, it was a generally slow week last week. Although it was big it was kind of a bit better for Ben, because there was a lot of weird books that had spiked. You know, for us, it was just that Riptide book that pissed a lot of people off.
That's funny. I had a Wednesday off, and I went to the comic shop at like open time, and I'm like, there's nothing to buy.
Yeah.
It's because you had a day off. Stop having days off on Wednesdays.
I rarely have it.
Supposed to
Like,
work on
almost
Wednesdays.
never, and it's like there's absolutely nothing to look for.
You're bad luck, brother. That's what's happening.
There was like that Catwoman art term, but that's like selling a cover.
I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't find any
For like
fours. Come on.
Can I that Riptide
You know,
book? Can I say something? Like a week before,
Yeah.
was it the Rift hit the Hot 10 also? And if you looked on Red 5 Comics website, they're selling them there. They're at cost like $3.95 or whatever a piece, so you can get them there for cheap
Yeah.
compared to eBay. But I'll tell you right now, Red 5 ships as good as Archie. So
Oh no.
if you order from the website, expect
No
fine.
shipping materials.
Yeah, expect it to be like not good condition.
Fine, very fine, right off the
Yeah,
box.
because what do you call him? Sleepy.
What?
Freaking Yanni.
Oh, Sleepy John?
Yeah, he ordered like 10 copies and said they all came beat to crap.
Yeah.
The
I got
only
5,
place-
they were beat up.
The only publisher I've ever seen ship good is Oni.
Yeah, Oni is amazing.
Only, the
Boom
only ones
ships
I've
good
ever
if you
had
order
ship well.
variants. If
Okay.
you order variants from Boom, they'll ship them good.
Dynamite ships well with the variants as well.
Mhm.
So do you think Red 5 is just like they get like hey, someone bought our books. What should we do? I don't know.
Why don't we throw them in like a bubble mailer with no cardboard? Yeah, sounds like a great
Well,
idea.
it's probably nobody orders direct from them. It's fucking like,
Right.
we got a sale? What?
You know what happened, DeVoe? It's like this meme that's come about. He's like slapped the top of the mailer, the bubble mailer. Like, we can fit 50 of these comics in this bad boy and ship it out.
Ugh. So did anyone actually get a copy? Because with all our pumping and dumping, does anyone here have a copy of that book?
I don't know, bro.
Of what book?
Yeah, it's no for me. So
Yeah.
I put it up like no one with all the pumping. We have nothing to dump, so I don't.
Well, I'm still
I don't know
hurting
how
for that
that works.
Archie Fandango, so I'm not even looking.
We were so hammered that night. It was so funny.
That was the most I've ever spent on air.
Oh,
Yeah,
It was a good
those books
night.
those books were terrible. They gave me back my money, but then I dumped them off at my comic book store.
Who's the a-hole who brought that one up?
God damn.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I spent on so much worthless shit that night.
Oh, it's so funny.
I still gotta call Archie and see if they'll give me a refund for those.
I think you're out of
Yeah,
luck.
your time's running out.
I sent them a big, huge email to their whatever their link is for customer service, and I never heard back from them. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Call him back. Say, hey, I sent this a while ago. Never heard back.
yeah,
I
Tell
just
them you
hate
did
it, and I stare at them every once in a while. They're on one of the piles of books I move around and go, God damn it, why did I do that?
Yeah, I still have my stack sitting around.
And I look at it on eBay and go, oh, in the 6 months since it's been out, 1 copy sold. Ever. I don't know if it's the deadest book on eBay, but it's close.
You guys,
Cosmo's gonna be hot, guys. It's gonna be hot.
you gotta wait on it. It's a hold book.
It's a slow burn.
It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
It's for the Nintendo cover completionist at some point.
God,
You know, in the world
yeah.
where like Venom separation anxiety, like those books are going crazy, and Doctor Strange 44 is a valuable book. I mean,
I
geez,
sold
you
that
never know.
Doctor Strange 44 the night I saw it on CBSI Google Plus, and I went, "What is that book?" I have no idea, but I know where Doctor Strange is in that pile of shit in my basement. Pulled it out, listed it. I sold it for $40 in about 4 minutes.
and you were pumped, weren't you? Super pumped.
So with that Doctor Strange book, back in the day, anytime I saw a book that said Infinity Gauntlet on the corner, or Infinity Wars, or Infinity Crusade, I was like, okay, if they're $1 book, I'm just gonna buy them because I can put sets together when the movie comes out and just sell the crap out of them. Well, I put sets together when Infinity Gauntlets came out of all the tie-ins, and I sold all the Infinity Gauntlets one. But luckily, that was one of the ones for Infinity War, Infinity Crusade. I can't remember. So I'm like, I think I have one of those. And this was like, I think I got up to let the dog out at like 12:30, and I was just messing around, looking on my messages on my phone, and all of a sudden it says, keep an eye out on this book. And so I went to go look at my little pile of books on my table, and sure enough, there's 4 of them sitting right there. And I did the same thing that you did, Z. I put them up for a buy it now for $48, and one was in very fine condition. The rest were all near mint. All the ones that were in near mint condition, I sold within. By the time I woke up in the morning, they had buy it nows, and then the very fine one sold for as much as the near mint ones because I was the first ever book I put up for auction for a 3-day auction, and it ended up selling for $44.
God dang.
That's like
you were-
that's like the new Eternals now.
Can anyone explain why that book took off? Like, was it because Juggerduck.
Yeah.
And
No, it's something tied
that-
to the bones of.
Yes, Sidorak.
Yeah.
Sidorak is.
But was it in Cosmic Ghost Rider? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something tied to Cosmic Ghost Rider.
This is a
Which
really
issue 2 did
interesting
have a
trend
shark
now
cover that I bought.
of these little like story chains where people are now running back-to-back issues to pick up its connected issues. I've never seen that before in collecting, or it's been a really long time. It was the same thing with the God of Thunder books.
Donny Cates having his pulse
interesting.
on Donny Cates having the pulse of speculation market. He's just fucking with everybody.
I think that's just
No
because
kidding.
there's not much to speculate on anymore, so people are just on their on their toes, like waiting for the next thing.
It's just crazy. Like Hellboy, The Wild Hunt, that was $1 book.
Oh,
like
God damn it.
a week and a half ago.
I have every Hellboy series in the world in that collection. I can't find that book.
I've seen that book 1,000 million times in dollar bins. I can't tell you how many times I've passed over that
It was
book.
selling for about $1.50 the other day.
Now it's like what, $80?
Yeah.
Why so much? Is that what they're basing the movie off of?
It's a double whammy of they're basing the storyline on The Wild Hunt. Why number one's not doing anything, who knows? But then that issue features the first appearance of a character that's going to be in the movie. I'm totally blanking on her name. I'm sure it's in.
And it's going to be Mila Jovovich.
Right.
Which actually probably makes more sense because that means it's going to become a book that she does a lot of cons, right? I assume she's a con regular. So
because of Resident Evil. Yeah.
So it'll be a book you get signed.
I'm just excited.
Blood Queen.
Going to be at Baltimore.
Robert said on the chat Blood Queen.
I got 40 short boxes of indies that it's probably in, and I'm like debating, do I dig through it?
Well, I ran to a bunch of different comic shops where I knew I'd passed it over, and like I'd just seen it in like dollar bins, and of course they're gone.
Oh man, there's people that fucking are like on it.
Which book?
The Hellboy, The Wild Hunt.
Oh yeah.
Was it number 2?
Have you guys ever seen the Hellboy Christmas special? I found 2 of those in like $1 bin not too long ago. It's weird. It almost looks like one of the Turtle Mania books, like it was printed by some fan club or something.
Hey,
I'll have to look up. Like, does anyone out there know, Hellboy values? The only one that I know, there were 2 variants. There was one for kind of had like a sketch cover. I can't remember which issue it was for.
That's a little.
But then there was another one. There's and then there's a From Hell or Into Hell variant. That's super rare.
It only came out in Europe, right?
Did you get your Hellboy book
Hellboy
yet?
Me?
Yeah, did yours come yet?
They just got mailed today.
Okay.
The San Diego Comic-Con number 2.
The last one I got there was a 9.6.
I got 2. I ordered 2 of them, so we'll see. It was a pretty good price.
Not bad.
I did see Hellboy in Mexico when I was digging for it, but I don't think that's worth $10.
It is intriguing that there's so little of value in the Hellboy stuff.
Hellboy fans are crazy, man.
I feel like it's not that high printed. Why is there not a little bit more market for some of it? I guess there's not many variants. I got a lot of crossover comics in that purchase because the guy must have loved crossovers. He must have fucking bought everyone he's ever seen. But there's one that I found part of the issues, and it's Hellboy, Batman, Starman. And in my head, I'm like, I gotta find that last issue because I really want to read that one. It's the 90s Starman, which I've actually kind of started reading that series.
That's one of the best series they ever did.
Who's writing that?
James Thompson.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm about issue 20, and I really love it. And actually, most of it's in this collection. I just need to like organize it. I started reading the trades out of Ollie's. Had the trades for like $2, and I bought a few. And it's a great run, but I'm like, Batman, Hellboy, Starman. Who the fuck thought to put them together?
You want to talk
James
about
Robbins
your?
Is the guy who wrote Starman?
It's a great little fucking story.
It's to me, it's up there with Preacher and Sandman for being like those really good like runs that last 50 issues or whatever, and they're all good.
Yeah, I mean,
very underrated.
Somebody said James Robinson, right?
Yeah,
he's a superhero that is a junk collector. I mean, almost it's like it's so relatable but ridiculous.
Well, and all the guest appearances and like how his lineage goes back to all the other heroes, and he's always got to go like once every year. He goes and meets with his brother who used to be a Starman who's dead, and you know he's like let's go to his grave. And
it's the same thing tied to this Stargirl, right?
That's a good question.
It's the same staff.
Yeah, it's that staff. Yeah,
I don't know who she is to him.
Maybe I think she might be his niece.
Okay. I don't know. I look forward to reading the rest of it. It's been one of the better things I've read in a long ass time.
Yeah, I ended up picking up a full run of that, like in a collection I bought like 3 or 4 years ago. It had a full run of that, full run of what's a constant from hell or Hellblazer, a full run of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, that whole series.
Oh, I need to get that.
Yeah, and it was crazy that Alan Moore. I bought the full run of all those, and every single book on all 3 of those runs were absolutely pristine. And the crazy thing is he didn't put them in boards, just bags. But they were, even now, I pull them out to put boards in all of them. And I don't know how he got away with it, but every single one of them is just beautiful. Like he bought them off the shelf and didn't even read them, but didn't put boards in the bags. So
they didn't do boards a lot back then, though. It was too expensive.
You're right. That's a weird thing, right? You pick up those old collections, and a lot of the books don't have boards.
I got a shop near me that they won't board anything under $10.
That's so stupid.
It's crazy because I go digging and I find shit, and I'm like, well, they're very fine. But that's just what you expect to find. That's like they won't do it. This is their system, and I think they're like, I gotta board all this shit if I board any of it. Nope, not gonna do it. This is where we stay. We drew the fucking line in the sand 15 years ago, and we're staying.
You gotta get their dedication, man. They got dedication to it.
Sounds like something Mile High would do.
Do we skip
Fuck Mile High?
Skip?
I ordered a book.
Oh man.
I paid for it. They sent me the initial confirmation, the second confirmation, this is your final confirmation. Your book will ship soon. Nothing. I waited 2 weeks. Nothing happened. I'm like, it's San Diego. Okay, I'll wait. Nothing. I finally then shoot an email back. Hey, I haven't heard on this. You haven't canceled. You haven't said anything. What happened? Nothing. Waited another 3 days. Sent another one. Waited another 3 days. 4 weeks later, they've not responded. They've not said shit. I'm like, I just said, have you canceled it? Did you lose the book? Just tell me something so I know if I'm going to get charged or not.
What'd they say?
Nothing. They won't respond.
You want me to call him for you? I'm very good at this.
I'm gonna send Shima at him.
I'll do it up, man.
Hey, I know we were talking about the day after earlier. There's one little preview for this coming up week. 1 year ago was the release of Totally Awesome Hulk 22.
Yep.
Which marks like that was, I feel like, the beginning of all this crossover madness, where it really set everything off. And it's hard to imagine that was a year ago.
That feels like 3 months ago.
I remember because that was
it feels longer to me.
That was the Baltimore book last year. I was rolling after a couple times. Everybody.
Oh really?
Yeah, like everybody had it, and I actually got it for cheap there. I got a 9.8 out of it, and I promptly sold it. But I mean,
how much did you sell it for?
I Was it like? I'll look right now.
Hey, we got 19 people
Because the big
watching.
question is like, because a lot of people always ask like, when's the best time to sell? That's probably the most frequent question, right? So when that book was super hot, you found it, you graded it.
I sold it for $199, I think. Yeah, $199.
Which book do you know?
And so
Totally
right
Awesome.
now,
Totally Awesome Hawk 22.
a 9.8's, 9.8's going for about 130 right now.
So you did well.
Winning.
Yep. Yeah. So the key is sell it when it's hot.
Yep.
I constantly joke with Ozzy because when he kind of was getting back in, the first thing he spent real money on online was a damn Amazing Fantasy 15 Amadeus Chow one.
Yeah.
Like, this is the new Hulk. He's going to be big. He spent like $70 on the damn thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, as soon as he told me that, I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be selling at this price, not buying. I want to like throttle you for being dumb. And he goes, and he talked to me yesterday. He's like, I stare at that book in my box and just want to rip it in half.
Well, if you remember, like, what was it, Age of Voltron, when his mom, the character, what was his name? The kid that became Totally Awesome Hulk. What's his name? Amadeus Cho. Yeah, his mom was the doctor in
Iron Man, Avengers,
Ultron, and yeah, exactly. And that book that was when it was at its height. It was selling for about $100 raw at that time.
And then they also had the Hercules ones where it was his mom's origin.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, right, the first.
I still picked some of those up, and I don't even remember why I was buying them.
Yeah,
I just dumped. I just traded those in for a nickel a piece at my local comic shop.
Yeah, Divo. I sold that in February 7th of 2018. That's when I sold that book.
That was a perfect time. I mean, I don't think it's still selling for $50, $50 raw. And a year ago, it was selling for $20. When it came out, it was $17 to $20. So it still was a good investment, if you bought them. But yeah, the height was definitely around the time when you sold.
I mean, I bought it for I think me and Scotty looked at it. I think I bought it for like $20, I think, in Baltimore, and I got it graded for like $10 to $20 or whatever grading costs. So,
did you get it on site?
No, I think I was it. Okay, I sent it through regular CGC. I mean, was that like?
Oh, okay. It's like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm debating what to do with. I know CGC's on the topic next. I'm debating myself. The debate is fast pass or slow mail. Regular service, and I want to get 50 books graded, which is a lot. So if I get 50 books graded, it's going to be roughly, if you did fast pass, it's probably a good 1,400. But if you do it the regular service, it's about 800.
I think you go regular.
It depends what your book.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Is there anything like crazy
timely
hot right now? Anything time sensitive?
I have a bunch of Edge of Spider-Verse 5s that a bunch of variants and some regular ones. Those are probably the only maybe sensitive, but we still have up until December for that.
If you're getting stuff out, you're fine.
Maybe,
if you don't need to turn it real quick, I wouldn't worry about it.
No,
maybe you could try the
books.
"Do you not know who I am?" excuse.
I don't know. Everything I've heard is CGC is running pretty fast right now.
Don't talk to Mel about that.
Even if you wait 6 weeks, it's not going to make much difference over 3.
Right, it's true.
I was going to say
that's a pretty big cost savings.
I was going to do my Spider-Verse in Baltimore, the variants that I have.
Yeah, because that's time. That's fine. That's what, end of November. So, and you get it back that weekend.
Right.
Yeah, that'll work. A friend of ours sold the Edge of Spider-Verse 5 regular cover, CGC 9.8 for $250.
Crazy talk.
Which he sent me a picture of that. And I was like, that's insane. Because he was like, how much should I put it up for? I was like, I don't know, 200. That's the max you're gonna get. He's like, I'm gonna do 250. I'm like, all right.
Hey, you sound like me now.
Someone bought it.
I would say that's Walker pricing, but we know Walker doesn't grade.
No, I've been telling him he has so many good books right now. Like he has so many noirs, and I'm like, it's either $80 raw or $500 graded. You can do the math. And
I looked.
See if it's worth your time.
I had 10 of those noirs, and I've sold off almost all of them, but two I have that are I'm pretty sure 9.8s, and I had one that's like sitting on a 9.6. The rest were not. I've sold them. I'm auctioning the 9.6 because I just don't have faith in a 9.8. But the 9.8s, I'm holding them. I'm going to grade those bitches in Baltimore. But it's a tough one.
It's interesting. There's certain books.
I just think the 9.6
it's a tough one, but it's interesting. There's certain books, for example.
Oh, solar power ran out.
There are certain books that he can't talk about that he has a bunch of that are going to.
Well, I think you look at the math and how much is a 9.6 versus a raw, which is what he's going to talk about.
So what I did is
But you also have to time how many 9.6s are going to come out of CGC in that time.
Well, I actually linked your video in the YouTube chat of that bodybuilder like doing his review on how to make money with CGC. Like how do you know you just submit a book, and like you talked about, like, you know, and we talked about, and then you got to know your grade on your books too. I mean, that's the biggest thing, you know, like if you think it's a 9.8 book and it comes back 9.6 and you're into it way too much and you need to be, that's a problem.
And if you don't know what to look for in a 9.8, you shouldn't be grading yet. I mean,
so there was an interesting trend that I saw with the Ultimate Fallout 4s where the variants and the regular book are still selling in, like, there's 7.5s in the standard cover selling for still $70-$80.
So you're saying grade everything?
Not the variant. For that book specifically, and there's certain books, I think, I don't know how much range Noir has because it hasn't really been tested, but
that would be my fear on that.
9.6.
I was saying that my fear on that book is how many 9.6s come back. Just looking at the copies I had, there's a lot of 9.4, 9.6s. 9.8 is a primo grade in that damn book. It's got the unpressable cover and hard stock. And I looked at them up and down probably 3 times before I would sell each one. And every time I find that flaw, I'm like, all right, it's going to eBay now.
Right.
Yes, I probably should have graded the 9.6s, but my lazy ass still hasn't sent off the 9.8. So.
Yeah, I always send in about 10 Hail Marys.
We're in the same boat, dude. We're at Baltimore, dude. We're gonna have a lot of books, man. My house is gonna be ridiculous, man.
You better buy another shelf.
Yeah.
But see, that's the same issue. You're gonna grade a bunch of books, but then you're spending $35 per book, right?
Yeah, but you don't pay shipping at all.
Yeah.
So
that's
there's a little trade-off there.
You
get them back
I guess that's true.
Well,
you neutralize shipping and insurance, because insurance is what kills you.
Yeah, the shipping's actually cheap.
Yeah,
it is
true.
Insurance.
But do you want to, if you're sending it into grade, odds are it's got some value, and you don't want to fucking risk the USPS and not having it insured.
Well, they won't ship it without insurance. Like, it's not even an option. Whatever value you declare it at, CGC charges you.
Well, I get that, but I mean, like, you can't. Like, if you don't declare it valuable, that's when you're going to get fucked.
Well,
yeah, definitely.
And I don't have a problem. That rack pick I put up was half those boxes were empty. They were just extra CGC boxes that laying around.
You just gave away the secret, Dino.
I know.
Dr. Joe just said we should get our Iron Man 7s graded, which I agree. I think, who knows what could happen with that book if they decide to put someone else in that role. Or if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's one book I never jumped on.
My Honey Hole has literally about 20 of those Women of Power variants.
Oh.
I need to come to
I need to
come out to California, dude.
Well, the last time I tried to get I was like, oh, these aren't doing anything. So I just left. I only got like one. So usually lets me take like 3. So I'll just have to see if I can finagle some.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to California, and I promise I won't tell anybody about your honey hole. Just let me know for like a day.
Right.
Leg will be there within a week.
Yeah, he's been trying to find out for about 2 years now.
He's got a tracer on your car you don't know about.
He's going to get you hammered one day. He's like, hey, you know that comic book store?
Oh, I've come close because every time I think I clear it out, and then I go back, and she's like, "Oh, I have these 20 boxes you could go through." I'm like, "Okay."
God, I wish I had found somewhere fucking awesome.
Me too. Okay.
I'm like happy I find a fucking bullshit book once in a while lately.
And
someone else is at the place in Cali that smells like weed. No.
Well, that's
all of Cali.
There was one place around here that did.
Does that narrow it down much?
Surprisingly, it does.
Oh Jesus. Okay. So I just get we don't have a Patreon, but if somebody finds a store that Devo's talking about, I'll give away something. I don't know what it's gonna be. No, I'm joking. Let it be the contest.
Right. I've almost drained it. I'm pretty much down to I've gone through all the variants now, so it's just a matter of when stuff pop up.
Do they have like big keys too? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, do they have like? Is it like mostly modern books they have in there, or is it like big keys too? Or?
Oh yeah. There's nothing old. I mean, that's where I got. I mean, I sold this way too early, but that's where I found my Campbell Lizard variant. I mean, I had the Red Hood variant from there. I had 3 Gotham Siren variants from there.
Is that the days or the what's up? Lost Days, Red Hood Lost Days or whatever.
Yep, Lost Days. Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had I think 4 Green Lantern Lobo 55 variants from there. I mean, there were so many good.
Was that the Brightest Day cover?
Yeah. Oh, good. Our main man has joined.
The Teen Titans 75 Hughes variant was from there.
Did you keep that or did you sell it?
I sold. I mean, that was during the hard days, so I had to move stuff. Yeah, there were books that I was. The hardest one is the Superior Spider-Man Campbell one with is it 20 or 22? I think it's 22. With her on top of the yarn ball.
Yeah.
20.
20. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. That was a really hard one to let go.
We already talked up the Hughes because I still think it's going to shake out as being one of the rarest.
Mr. Stein?
Was 75. Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
How was your
What's up, Mr. Stein?
Oh, I was at the tennis matches. It was pretty cool.
I've never been to a tennis tournament.
I hadn't either, which is weird because I played tennis in high school. Did I what?
Did you win tennis?
Did you win tennis?
I thought it was like your little girls. I didn't know it was like pro style.
Oh no, it was I got to see Serena and Djokovic.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Has anyone ever come in with like 2 rackets before and just like katana style? Just because that's tennis I want to see.
Be like American Gladiator version.
You know what's funny is there's some old dude who's back in like his 50s, and I don't know if you know him, Stein. He played with like a bunch of like pros, and he would do like all these tricks on them and like embarrass them. It's so funny. Like he would do like no look shots and like between the legs. I gotta sign the video. I'll send you the video. He's like one of the best tennis players ever, and he'd do like golf trick shots with tennis balls and stuff. It's crazy.
Never seen that.
Yeah, I'll show you. Well, Mr. Stein, since you're here, you want to enlighten us on the top 10?
I can. Yeah, sure.
It was Devo was kind of saying it was kind of a slow week, I guess.
It was a slow week. It was a weird week.
It was a slow week for new books, but it was a hot week for back issues.
Happy to see God Country up there.
You know, right. I was I didn't realize that it had even moved because I think I got rid of them all except for 1 copy a long time ago.
Yeah, I did too. I kind of turned and burned mine in the very beginning.
I held everything.
I know you did.
It was too good of a series, man. I had a good feeling about it.
You hear the joy in his voice.
Yes.
But it was still a mini, so that's what it was unusual because minis usually don't rebound.
But for me, I felt like it was a perfect. I think miniseries are perfect for movies because they can get in and out of the story pretty quickly. Whereas,
yes, digestible.
A longer run is much more suited for TV series like Walking Dead. Like Walking Dead as a movie probably would have sucked.
Yes, it's too much. And
I will say, from like a studio side, books that are continuously going, it's like almost in a way just keeping it alive, kind of like free press. Like, hey, this book was optioned. Go get it on the shelf. Yeah.
So what else was on there this week?
Ben?
Everybody was all over that Doctor Strange thing or whatever, but whatever, I don't even care about that. But I was surprised that Hellboy, that Wild Hunt, when it was going as high as it was.
We were talking about how Hellboy doesn't have that many keys for Hellboy.
No, it really doesn't.
Right? I mean, Hellboy's had what, 4 movies? Is it so far?
4 or 3?
3.
It depends on if you count that one.
What one? There's only 2, right?
Yeah, there's only 2.
And then Ben, we were talking about Riptide, about how that was the one that got you the most negative attention.
Yeah. Well, and probably you as well then, right? For your
yeah, I did too. And then we were saying, like, okay, show of hands, who has a copy here? And none of us do. So,
what was the negative?
And that doesn't mean we sold it either.
Were they saying that you were pumping?
Because, you talk, because our job is to essentially report on how the market's doing. It's not like, we're trying to sell books that I think it came from, Mel was talking about the Rift, which was still available on Red 5's website. So they were saying, people are buying up all these copies from Red 5, and then now we're talking about all these Red 5 books because now everyone has their copies. But I mean, I don't have a copy of the Rift.
That are at VFF or FVF. That's what their copies are at. If you bought it from Red 5.
Yeah, I don't
I want to read Riptide for sure.
Yeah, it seems like a very strange story, but no, I saw it nowhere here. I mean, in this area. If somebody's pumping it, I don't know who is.
Right.
So
it's hot.
No. I'll be honest. I'm looking at this.
Here's the thing. That book is.
I think I've got 2 of those books out of 10.
Yeah,
you have 2 copies of Ultimate Fallout variant.
Oh yeah, I've got tons of those.
I usually have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I read it and it's cool. I hardly ever go out and buy moderns. It's like, I don't know. I'm in a different kind of league, I guess now. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have any stores that have variants, and then I don't buy too many books.
I could tell you, like, since I've been doing like the year the look back, there's only been 2 books out of the past 6 months from a year ago that have gone up in value.
How many books have you think you've done in 6 months?
What
400
books are those?
That was, we talked about one last week. What was it? I have to go to it. I can't remember.
I bought a Batman.
One was it was the Batman wedding issue. That actually went up 5. It was like, it actually didn't decrease. It held its value and went up a tad.
Oh wow.
Which issue?
That actually.
The proposal, you mean?
The proposal issue, yeah.
Oh, so was that
Was that a year ago?
20 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a year ago, like a month ago.
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels like last month.
For me, it felt like ages ago. Oh, Mr. Miracle. That was the book.
Yeah, that book has been strangely holding.
So 2 DC, huh?
It was like $15 and it went up to 40. You know, still at $40.
Big winners there,
$50.
man. Big winners.
Yeah, and those were the hottest books out of everything, out of every variant, out of every hot new release. You know, it's. I would love to see where Cosmic Ghost Rider is when that's a year later.
What about Thanos? That Thanos 13 cover, does that count? I wonder if that'll stay up.
Yeah, I think that came out 8 months ago, 7 months ago. So we still got some time.
For $14.
Yeah, I saw 2 of them at IndieCon and for $20 a piece, and I passed on them.
Yeah. I sold mine raw like a month ago for $260.
Damn.
When I
had the Albuquerque variant.
9.6s were graded. 9.6s were going for like around there.
I had the Albuquerque variant for that Thanos 13 and sold it for $25.
Oh.
I know. I first started to sell mine for $35 like 2 weeks after release, and I was like, I'll take it down.
Lucked out on that one.
Yeah, because normally I'm just like, you know what? It's more than what I paid. I'm gonna sell it.
Turn and burn, usually, yeah.
That variant still doesn't make sense to me, but you know,
I think it's a really good cover. I think that's one reason why it's doing so well. I think that Albuquerque doesn't have very many Marvel books. And then, of course, with the Ghost Rider thing is, you know, it's kind of hit that. And Thanos being so big. And that whole storyline was pretty good. So
right.
I think it kind of hit that, you know, the 3
lightning in a bottle.
Exactly. So a lot of the new variants that are going crazy don't have all those variables in them. So I could see that book still holding some value down the road.
Sure. Well, I mean, Cosmic Ghost Rider doesn't show any signs of slowing.
Well,
No.
it stole the title from what I used to think was the best Thanos variant, was that Guardians of the Galaxy 8, but it just upped it.
Yep. Yeah, there's it's that Perfect Storm stuff.
No, I did want to get you guys' opinion though. What's the deal? I mean, I know Riri's ceiling is like ridiculously high, but why? It's another one of these where it's kind of like Captain Marvel 14. Like, why is that book, you know, 250 raw when it's not? It's not her character. It's just her. It's just her. It's just her.
Because of movie news.
No, but I mean, she's not Miss Marvel in that book. The same thing with Invincible Iron Man 7. She's not.
Yeah, it's Iron Man 9, right?
Yeah, Iron Man 9 is where she becomes what, Ironheart or whatever it is.
Oh, it's funny you tie that to was it last week or the week before's top 10? You had the Teen Titans 45.
Right.
That's not Bumblebee. That's the character.
Right, and I'm confused by all of that because it's. I mean, in the past, it's always been the first as the character, not. I mean,
in costume.
Yeah, I mean, first Eddie Brock. Yeah, first Eddie Brock is not anywhere near first Venom.
I was gonna bring up Carnage.
Yeah, same thing.
First, Cletus Cassidy is about $20.
Yeah, so I'm real confused as to the logic behind some of this.
I wonder if it's because the issues are so close together.
Well, wasn't it on the second print for that book where they put a little bubble at the bottom? They're like first appearance of Riri or something like that.
Third print.
It was the third print.
I don't know. I think honestly, it's just people are. I got nothing. There's no logic anymore. It's the book. I don't know.
I think it goes down to what's the hardest to find. I think people just go with what's the hardest to find.
Yeah, but what's
the hardest to find? What's the rarest?
I mean, Invincible Iron Man 7 versus Invincible Iron Man 9. I mean, there can't be that. I've found probably both equally as much as the other one. Maybe I've even found number 7 more than 9.
Is there a variant for 9?
I don't know. Is there a variant for 9?
That could be your answer. Is there's no?
I don't think there's a variant for 9.
But that variant for 7 is not. One, it's not an incentive.
Well,
and 2, it is hideous. It's as hideous as the regular cover.
Both of them are terrible. Whoever the fuck that artist is should be banned from Marvel.
It was
Wasn't that a comment on your top 10? They're like, you're not going to even talk about the ugliness of Iron Man number 7.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think that should tie into it because, I mean, most of these books are slabbed, and if that cover is not respectable, you don't want it. I mean, there's some Silver Age covers I don't love, but at some point they've all become iconic. Are you telling me an ugly ass Mary Jane cover is going to become iconic?
There was no variant for Invincible Iron Man 9.
Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, top sale right now is $21
for number 9.
Yep.
Just confuses me.
I'd bet on Shuri before I bet on freaking Riri.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, I'm holding. I have a 9.8 of her first, and I'm holding on to that one.
I mean, I thought her character in the movie was the best character in the movie.
Oh, she was so much fun. You want to see more of her because she's smart.
I can almost see like Marvel. You know, they got that Iron Man. They always push to that kid in Iron Man 2 or 3, whatever the one that helped him. If they're going to redo Iron Man, I almost see them jumping there because that's the continuity. They don't care about the comic books. They don't. It is not a driver in their force. If somebody says we want to see that kid in his Iron Man, they're going to do that, even though he's never been in the fucking comics.
I think it all comes down to just looking at that third print. Marvel's telling collectors straight up, featuring the first appearance of Riri Williams. It's telling everyone. They're basically said this is the book to get.
That's Marvel. Comics, though. Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Marvel MCU doesn't really give a shit about the comics. That's the comic company branding to sell issues.
That going price right now is $62 for number 7 and $135 for the Mary Jane.
It only proves I wish I would have bought some of those, but fuck.
Man, that cover's so bad.
I'm curious. How are you finding the prices for the comic?
I'm glad you asked. At cover price, covrprice.com.
You want to talk about any kind of new stuff that's on the cover price stuff?
We are working on the batch upload right now, so that's going to be one of the first things, one of the first new things that come through.
What would you want to look batch upload for?
So people can, if you're in one of these other, these other desktop databases that collection management. Like for example, CLZ. I just read that people could only hold up. It can only hold up to about 10,000 comics, where we have no limit. So we want to make it easy for people to transfer their collection from there to us. So we're fine tuning that batch upload. So that way, or if you have it on a spreadsheet, you could just dump them in. That way, I think that's going to make things.
Wait, you could do it from like an Excel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep.
So you're going for the old school people are like, I've committed to this for decades.
Yep. I mean, that way you can.
Reese Comics, the guys from Reese Comics. I was talking to him how he inventory stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, bro, I have it on an Excel spreadsheet." And they're like, they have like big books, So.
Yeah. And then we're working on an image scanner right now. So not a barcode, but an image scanner. So that way it can get every cover. And it's working really well. So we just got to connect it. And
your boy's a very nice guy.
John?
Yeah, John. I emailed him. Really good dude.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah. He's good. he's devoted his whole life to this this website. So literally. So yeah, we're updating books. We're trying to fine tune the variant algorithm, and that should be done pretty soon. Otherwise, just keep it on. But there's so many things we want to do. It's a matter of time and money. And we gotta think about some new ways to market. Brian's your video was great of showing it in there. That was really appreciated. I think that really worked well of showing how it's used and how to search within it. Yeah, that was really cool.
It makes it easy.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I mean, we've been working on like an instructional video of here's everything the site has.
Would you like to hire a rooster for that?
I know we should, right? We did hire a person to do the video for us, so hopefully.
So simple, even Rooster can do it.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Rooster.
We could do that. Why not? It's a supplemental video. It's fun. It's exhausting. But it's cool. It's coming along.
You should get your ass motivated and come hand out some flyers at Baltimore.
Yeah, we were really trying to figure out how to get to Baltimore and New York Comic Con, and I got the booth. I was looking into the cost of a booth at Baltimore, and we were playing with it. But John has like a wedding to go to where he's the groomsman. So he was trying to get out of it, and they were giving him a hard time.
I think you should just drag your ass there as a visitor and hand out some flyers.
I know. And here's exactly what it's going to be a party atmosphere, right? The CBSI party crew.
Some spokesmodels.
I could tell you how non-effective I will be at that convention if I went by myself and was in the graces of Sean.
I think what you do is you find some spokesmodels, get them some T-shirts and some flyers. You then do your thing, and they are marketing.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It's not that expensive to get spokesmodels.
That's true. It's probably especially in Baltimore, right?
And I think, you know what? Girls in T-shirts way more effective than a $1,500 booth you handed out flyers.
That's true.
That's true.
I'm just throwing some shit out at you, man.
I think we're gonna do. I think we're definitely gonna do Kamikaze, since that's local. So that'll be nice.
I'm just trying to get you to Baltimore, Matt.
I would like to go to Baltimore. It would be fun. I was really trying to get it to happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We need more people to go to the site, so then we can get more money, and then we can do these fun trips.
I bet Josue could find you some cheap spokesmodels.
Can I say something? I don't. You don't have to comment if you don't want, but can we talk about Venom for a minute?
Sure.
I heard, again, this is what I've read, that it's supposed to be PG-13. I don't know. I read that. I don't know.
I have also read that.
I heard there's a big backlash from that too. A lot of people are not very happy about it being PG-13.
So there's rumors that they're doing that also to hopefully have crossover appeal and become part of the Spider-Verse with Spider-Man in the MCU. Is what I've also heard. But I think they think their movie's not going to be that good, and they know an R-rated is just going to restrict the audience more, so they're going to lower it to PG-13 to try to get more viewers. But
and I heard that too. So it was on Reddit.
It's complicated.
So, yeah.
Is that really an R-rated? I mean, even in the comics, he's not really an R-rated character, is he?
Well, I think maybe the violence, maybe. I mean, I don't know how violent you can make, but you know what I'm saying?
They were trying to make it more horror at first, right? Or more, not horror, but darker. And
he's never been a violent character. Like, if you look back at specifically Lethal Protector, if you reread that, he kills like this one security guard, or he references it from a previous storyline. And he was like, oh, it was a quick scene off panel. And he was like talking about how sorry he was about it. That's pretty much the only time he like kills someone. in that book.
And I don't think Tom Hardy's going to be dropping F-bombs either. I mean, he's not Deadpool.
No. I mean, this is a different. I mean, it's a different
Carnage
Venom
would
too.
have to be R-rated.
I mean, I have a lot of my own opinions of this movie and what I hope that it does. It doesn't.
I get a feeling there's a lot of chefs in the kitchen either way. I don't like
that is 100% the case.
But I mean, to be fair, Frick, the comic itself has a lot of chefs in the kitchen. There's so many iterations of Venom, and they probably draw from so many source materials that it's tough.
Okay, so here was another hot book from last week, and I want to hear your opinion because I have my own opinion on it. They announced, so we know that there's Morbius, we know that there's Night Watch, and now they just announced Jackpot.
I don't
a lot
know
of
what
people.
Jackpot is.
Yeah, I was like the first question is who?
Yeah.
At least Night Watch, I vaguely remember.
I remember Night Watcher.
I've heard about this. I knew that this was coming, and it asked me how many copies I bought of the free comic book day. 0. Just because I had no faith that book was ever going to take off. I mean, and that storyline was so bad because that was when they sacrificed their marriage to Mephisto to save Aunt May, who was a dying old lady. And then everything got rewritten. And then during the whole swing shift, new Spider-Man story where everything is changed, there was this redhead running around in costume, which for a year made you think that it was Mary Jane in costume, that she was powered. And then she called herself Jackpot. To tie into Face It Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. To make you especially think that it was Mary Jane. And then lo and behold, hey, it's not Mary Jane, it's some working mom who also dabbles in superheroics as Jackpot.
Listen, if they can't figure out what they're doing with Black Cat, I have no faith in them doing anything else right.
Yeah, I heard they're separating those into 2 movies now.
Which I'm okay with that. But if you can't figure out what you're doing with the best character of the group, why would I worry about the tertiary, quaternary, sectionary characters?
It's
stop using
kind of
why.
Tertiary. The word
Tertiary, Jesus. Who is this guy?
we should talk. We'll have to talk about it more later, but it's.
Is Jackpot going to go straight to Crackle?
Right. It's a hard character to make a feature on, and I have the same feelings towards Night Watch and the same feelings towards Morbius.
Well, Morbius is a vampire, so if you're gonna do vampires, you may as well bring fucking Blade. Way better character.
Yeah, but that's Fox, so you can't do anything about that.
No, Fox. Wait, they're not all the same now.
Or Disney now. Yeah, Disney. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're Sony. Okay, whatever. But I'm sorry, Morbius is not that fun. So, Night Watch. Ultimately, all you're doing is grinding in. If you can make that happen, you're grinding it in Todd McFarlane and Spawn.
Yeah, pretty much.
So was this Jackpot character in a different book? Because like most of these free, either the free books or whatever, they end up going away.
She was in Only Spider-Man. She had like a solo book for like 2 issues. I think it was just a one shot. But she was mostly in Amazing Spider-Man during this whole swing shift period, just to make the reader think that it was Mary Jane running around in costume. And then it was the reveal that it wasn't Mary Jane, it was this other person.
So from you being in the movie business, who the fuck pitched this idea? Yeah, this character who nobody knows who they are. We'd like to do that.
No comment.
It was you, wasn't it?
Cover price hasn't taken off enough yet.
Right.
I mean, no offense, there are hundreds of characters from Spider-Man mythos you could choose, and you choose this one.
I
feel bad for
1,000% agree.
I feel bad for Matt. Matt's like, this is all we got. There's a bunch of like comic book, like
There were 6 versions of Green Goblin, Hobgoblin that are on top of this.
Here's what I can tell you. You look at you have the Spider-Man cinematic universe. You have Far From Home. You have a Silk announcement. You have a Morbius, Nightwatch, Jackpot. Then on the animation side, you have a Miles Morales movie that has Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Gwen, and then a continuation, like that's going to leap into further Spider-Verse films. What are you more excited to see? I know that personally, I'm really excited about that Spider-Verse universe.
I second that.
Me too.
They have their style and alone is just freaking gorgeous.
Oh.
Well, okay, so
and it's
I'm
even
thinking
better than.
I'm thinking this way because the DC animated universe can pop out about 4 quality films a year. Just judging on what they're doing right now, about four animated movies a year. You can tell a story in that. I mean, they went from founding of the Justice League to Death of Superman, which was not bad in 3-4 years. Cinematically, that's going to take you 15 years. And to try and explain to moviegoers all this fucking backstory to get to Silk, to get to any of these fucking characters, is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Holland will be 48.
Yeah, I can't even comment on that. I'm just saying, I personally am really excited about the Spider-Verse stuff, just because I know what they're doing down the road, and it's just awesome. It's just one thing after another. It's just going to be awesome.
You know what I'm personally excited about? That Batman the Animated Series is on Amazon Prime right now from 92.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm super pumped.
I'm going to introduce the kids.
I need to try to get my girls off of the same Teen Titans Go episodes over and over and over.
Batman the Animated Series, brother.
I think that isn't the animated series coming out on Blu-ray for the first time.
Yeah.
And then of course it'll be on. Well, you can watch it. I'll let Dino reveal it, but it's also going to be on their DC streaming service.
Oh, I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah, but you got a better alternative if you want to talk about it.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about the big reveal. The big reveal at the end of that I pumped up that I didn't really talk about. Since the man who's here actually is going to do it.
Pump.
He's going to pump it up.
Pump it up. Pump it up.
Did he go away?
No, I'm here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
He's got to put some pants on.
Yeah.
I was just thinking I got to take mine off.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait, we're supposed to have pants on?
Oh, God.
I mean, I do not have pants on.
Well, you know, it happens.
It's hot.
It's warm in Philly.
It's warm in Philly. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like 93, 94 with like 88% humidity. So
yeah, you're getting what we got, dude. It was like 92 on Sunday.
Yeah,
that makes the beer at that Asian store go bad faster.
I mean, that's how it happens.
I'm so. You know what's funny, boys? I before Ben gets in this, I'm super pumped to go to Baltimore, dude. I just need a vacation, dude.
There, right, Paul?
What's that?
We're gonna go back there. We're gonna get the good shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him like, dude, you sold me crap beer last time. That's what you need to tell him.
See if I can get a refund.
Just tell him you know it's crap beer, but this stuff was really crappy.
You need to make Baltimore this Baltimore trip your hangover too. Just you recreate all the same events and try and like make it as special.
Are you gonna bring
the
fanny
last
pack
time?
Paul?
Now that it fits, I will.
I love it.
Oh, I really need to revisit that podcast because it was amazing.
Thanks. No, it killed me.
What number podcast was that so that people can go back and find it because they should really listen to it.
I can look. Hold on one second. It might be actually on was it on the old channel? Is he even on the channel? Give me 1 second. I can look at this up.
because it's impossible to go over it in detail the way it was in that podcast. It's still fantastic.
Was it like 12 maybe?
I'll find out. I'm gonna do a search on the site.
No, it's July. It had to be like 17 or something. It was
Monday.
It was either 19 or 20, boys, because 19 was the 17th and 20th was like 2 weeks after that. So, yeah, it was October 29th, so it had to be either 19 or 20.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Because you did the one live from Baltimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that one.
No.
So 19 was the boys recap Baltimore Comic Con.
Okay. 19.
19.
Yeah. Everyone listen to podcast number 19.
It was just ridiculous. I mean, and the stories just got more absurd as we went along, and it was perfect.
Paul is a walking problem.
It was amazing. It was the story is just.
And
I forget who was telling it. I think it was a combination of everyone. It was like Dino, Paul, and Scott.
So yeah, if it's not at 19, it might carry over into 20 also.
What do you mean? It's been carrying over since we've been doing it.
Yeah, exactly. You just start over from whatever the earliest podcast is.
Freaking decoy wallet.
The decoy wallet.
Marble.
Grandma luggage.
The monkey fist.
You know what's funny? I was sitting down with my parents and we had dinner and I was telling them about you, Paul. I'm like, oh, I'm going to Baltimore. Like, oh, you going with my buddy Paul? He brought like a decoy wallet, and my dad was just laughing so hard. I was like, yeah. And he goes, I'm like, Dad, he brought a monkey fist. I'm from Detroit and there was like 20 guys with us. He goes, yeah, in case I get jacked, dude. I'm like, who's gonna like? Oh, it was ridiculous.
I found one of those in a junk drawer at work the other day and I instantly thought of Paul.
You're practicing your moves, aren't you?
Oh,
now, was there anything in the decoy wallet?
No. That's the problem.
Like you want like at least like you want like some Monopoly money or something,
or a fake 100, like it has like Bill Clinton's name on it or Bill Clinton's face on it or something.
Right.
But
$1 billion bill.
Yeah, something.
Did you guys ever see that movie Euro Trip?
Yeah.
Yes, I just rewatched it 2 nights ago.
The dude with the camera, that's Paul. With the Leica 2000 or whatever.
Scusi.
Oh, it's funny.
We got Stein at
This
the
isn't
ready.
where I parked my car.
Yeah, Ben's video's up. Let's hit it.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Can
On
you guys see
YouTube? You got to change your settings on here if you want it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
me.
You can see it on the YouTube, but you have to like change your personal settings on here if you want to see the.
Oh,
Paul! Now I have to get up.
And what? Get your mouse.
Yeah.
What do you got to do?
You have to click the bandwidth usage on the our chat thing and drag it up to, I think, at least
Auto HD.
Maybe very low at the lowest.
Oh, there we go. I cranked it up.
Simple Man's is on his camera now.
Oh crap!
Have you been on your camera the whole podcast?
No. But once I adjusted the bandwidth, of course my camera's like out of the way, so it's like showing my armpit.
Okay, Ben. we can't let Ben just hang out. So Ben, let's do it. What do you got?
All right. So what was it? Probably 2 months ago, I got an email from Unknown Comics, and it was like, oh, for $250, you can buy this mystery incentive variant box or whatever to get $10. Mm-hmm. And 2 of them will be either 1 in 500s or 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 2,000. Which I've never owned any of those, so I don't even honestly know what any of those books even look like. But so the gambler in me was like, let's go for it. So I bought it, and it just showed up today in a Home Depot box.
Nice. That's how you know it's safe.
Yeah, right. So so I thought it'd be cool just to open it on air while we do this. But Brian told me to do it with my phone as well, so I need to turn my phone on somehow.
Just do it on here, and then I'll cut it out. It'll work. Whatever's easy for you.
Oh, it's not. I could care less. If you're gonna do it, then that makes it way easier on me. Yeah,
I'll cut it out of here for you.
All right, so you guys may have to help me because I honestly don't even know what some of these books might be. If they're 1 in 500. Where are we watching it? Can you not see me?
You gotta change your
not
settings.
on Google Plus.
This is only on YouTube. All right, so you want me to go?
Yeah,
Hold on. Are you on YouTube?
If you go to the Hangouts,
Oh yeah, you're there. Okay.
Click on his name.
All right.
Okay.
We ready?
You're
we
on.
ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right. All right, so we will we're gonna bust this thing open here. I can't for 10 books, I can't believe they sent it in a box this size.
That's how you know it's good.
If you get the Thor
And the
one,
fact that they had to go to, they're like, we need. The fact that they're like, we need boxes. Can someone go to Home Depot and pick up some boxes?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Hey, I believe Paul can attest to the Home Depot
packing
boxes.
I love peanuts.
Oh man, they're gonna be
Good
all
luck getting rid of those for the next week.
God damn it! Am I watching on a delay?
Yes. If you want to watch live, you got to change your setting on the.
Man, this is gonna be all over the place.
Check the Flipside chat.
All right.
You got to play with that.
All right, there we go.
Well, they definitely packed it well.
Well, you got some good. That's a lot of peanuts.
That is a lot of peanuts.
I see John Zercher's face.
Did you say penis?
It's a peanuts. He
Right.
turned it right off.
I do not even know what books I would even be hoping.
This makes
for.
good audio for the people listening too.
Drum roll.
Do we need to like verbally tell people what's going on?
Somebody needs to describe it.
Yeah, he's opening the book.
Play by play.
Opening the.
So now this is
Taking
these are
off the
all
bubble wrap.
Supposed to be incentives.
No, so it should have two, either 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000, or 1 in 2,000. Then there's like 1 in 100, 1 in 50, 1 in 25, and then some of their store variants or whatever. It's actually pretty.
And
genius.
that was $250, and that was for $250 or $350.
$250. $250.
So that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
I tried to get that. I wanted to get that same deal, but it was gone.
Yeah. So I don't know what any of these are going to look like. I don't even know. So somebody's got eBay up because I don't know. Well, they put them in top loaders.
Wow.
Oh damn.
You mean cover price?
Yeah,
Although we don't have variants,
I meant cover price. Yeah. So look, okay. So they shipped them all in top loaders. Oh, and they tell me which
top
one
loaders
is.
too. Jeez.
And it tells you what the incentive is.
That's a lot of care.
So did they only offer these to special accounts or something?
No, I think it was just offered on their website.
First come, first.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was on their website.
They had like 100 of them. All right, so first we got, what is this?
Amazing Spider-Man number 1.
Number 1. It says it's a 1 in 100. I don't know who this is. I've never.
That's Stegman or what? No. Huh. I haven't seen that.
I can look it up. Hold
It's
on.
got the Sinister Six and Venom on it.
It's John Romita.
There you go.
I can
I
tell
don't
you in
know.
a second.
I don't know what that is.
Fuck it, throw it away.
Yeah. All right, then we got a 1 in 1,000.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Generation X. Number
What?
1. Yeah, I know.
There's a book that warrants
Not a
1,000.
Campbell?
I can't tell who it
No,
is.
that looks like Bagley.
That's pretty
Looks
good
like
looking
Bagley.
book.
Brian Hitch.
Brian Hitch.
That was Hitch.
That's nice.
1 in 1,000.
Paul on board for the win.
And another 1 in 1,000. Marvel Legacy,
Jeez.
whatever that is.
Oh, that's
Mike,
Oh yeah, the black and white one.
Mike Deodato.
Oh, Deodato's nice.
Yeah, that is
nice.
nice.
Is that Thor or Odin? Who's that in the corner?
Uh,
Like Thunderstrike.
It's a wraparound cover.
yeah.
It's who's it? Strange.
Yeah, there looks like Doctor Strange. And an X-Men Gold. This is a 1 in 50
Oh, interesting.
of something. Yeah, that one looks really
So it's
lame.
only 4 books?
No, that was just an
I think that one's like a $20 book.
Yasmin Paturi.
Yasmin.
Oh, the Putri.
Yasmin. Yeah, that one.
What'd you pay for this box?
$250.
I gotta think 1,000 can't go less than $100.
Yeah,
Well, and that was
No,
Even
you're already kind
my thought was
of. You're
that
already ahead.
Yeah,
Even
you're
if-
good.
even at worst, even if I lose $50, oh well, then I lost $50.
You know what I like about this idea is it's kind of the whole sports card thing behind it, where you get in a pack of sports cards, you don't know what's in it, you're kind of gambling, and it's comics.
No, absolutely. So this one are not in top loaders. So,
Those are probably not 1 in 1,000.
probably not, but they put the 1 in 50 in the top loader for some reason.
Gotcha.
These might be their store variants.
Which company was this again?
Unknown.
Did they sell out of it?
Yes.
There's only 100 of them.
So this is a Greg Horn. Not pretty looking.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Abe Lincoln as Hulk.
That's really bad.
That should go on Coy's ugly cover.
Boy, that's not good. Whew. That's not pretty at all. All right, and I don't even know what book this is. Does anybody know what book that is?
No,
Looks like a Spider-Man.
no sticker or anything on there.
No, it's a Virgin.
It's a Spider-Man. Somewhere between
790 something.
and 700 and 800.
Yep. No clue what that is.
I'm gonna go. That's not worth it.
Awesome. This is an Action Comics 1000. Kirkham.
Huh.
I've seen better.
A Doomsday looks like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Monster.
This is I don't know, is Deadpool or something. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah.
It looks like Deadpool Canuck.
Has anybody seen any of these books before? Because I've never even seen these before.
No.
That means they're rare and valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what it is.
$5 a pop. You're getting your money back. Shipping money.
There's a terrible looking Hunt for Wolverine 1 in 25. Man, there are some really bad covers.
We could do a top 10 worst covers in this box.
It's really bad. And then a Cosmic Ghost Rider 1 in 25.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Hans, right?
Hans, yeah.
It's a cool one.
Nice.
I'm gonna jump back. You got that 1 in 1,000 Deodato. I always bitch about sketch covers. He's one that's almost worth a sketch cover. He's got some pretty good.
And he's been doing it for a long time, right?
I mean, what's that? That
this
X
one?
Factor. Yeah, that X Factor 15 of his with the.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's. I mean, to me, it's always been Jim Lee, Turner, and fuck the rest. Deodato's borderline.
His interiors on Infinity Wars right now is freaking awesome.
So, did I get 250 back out of these?
Probably.
You gotta be close. I don't know what a 1 in 1,000 sells for.
I don't either. I've never owned one. I've never even owned a 1 in 500.
Which one's the
edition look
1 in
like?
1,000?
There's 2 of them. The Generation X. It's a remaster.
So the Generation X is selling for about 75. The Marvel Legacy Deodato 1 in 1,000 is about 120.
So you're
So that's-
close.
Yeah, so that's 200 between those two.
Yeah, you're.
It was worth a
I
gamble.
mean, like back in.
Just throw them on the top 10.
The top 10 Ben got out of a box.
Did you get exactly 10 comics?
But I got
fine
the
disclosure there. Like
I literally got the ugliest.
Put that totally awesome Hulk on the top 10. And then,
Holy moly, that's terrible.
Lincoln Hulk.
That's the only one I've seen because it's so terrible.
Man, that is
what number is that so people can look it up?
It's Generations #1.
Yeah,
Give
that
him
was
I didn't even know they did a store variant for the Generations.
if you give it to me, Stein, I'll give it to Hornman Baltimore.
does he have his finger on his chin? Like, is he contemplating?
Yeah.
Well,
That
He's like the
that
thinking
is-
man.
you've seen
If
Horn
you need to
remark
look
his
at-
books. He kind of like covers part of it out. If he covers the lower Hulk out, maybe it'll look good.
If you were ever wondering what Hulk's poop face looks like, the back Hulk.
The thinker and the stinker.
So there we go. So they've had a few other things here recently, where they've been like, oh, you're $100 or you spend $100 and we were doing 100 of them and 8 of them we're going to put in a key, like an older key. Like I think that they had like a Uncanny X-Man 266. That's the Gambit, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, at least I trust a company more than I trust Instagram and eBay has all these
Yeah.
random boxes. At least if it's a corporation, I'm like, they're gonna throw in random shit because they don't care. They don't know you from anybody.
Yeah.
Why did you put in your in special notes under your comments say CBSI top 10 maker? They would have you up.
I did. I'm just kidding.
You want to hear some sad shit? So what I did is I was talking to a couple of buddies. They're like, "Oh, you should try to get a press pass for Baltimore." So I put like co-founder of CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside. Literally 5 minutes. They're like, "Oh, we can't give you a press pass." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "We have like 17 watchers," and they were like, "No."
You said Paul's problems. Oh, you're in. The thing is, we give Baltimore Comic Con more press than fucking anybody in the country.
I know. I told them that too, and they were like, negative. I'm like, great, thanks.
Or why wouldn't they give you a press pass?
Because I don't think our podcast is a legit site.
Huh.
It might be because you said CBSI.
I probably did too. They're like,
They might already have that locked up.
yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. Like, but you can. They gave me like the like I'm not like the girlfriend, like the friend zone. They're like, you can still like do your thing, just buy a regular thing, a regular pass.
They're probably like, you're the guy that walked in with just a watch on, asshole.
We're waiting for for Stein and the top 10, and Simple Man can get in.
Yeah.
The rest of you are fucked.
Yeah, no shit.
Shit, look at this eBay link I'll send to the.
I should have said my name's Jack DeMayo. I run the Instagram. They're like, perfect. In.
Koi's in. Oh, that shit cracks me up. That scratch bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Z, you wanna pump the Venom?
Oh yeah. So second contest going on this week at comicbookinvest.com is Shattered Comics has another one of their homage covers. They've got a Shattered Venom Lethal Protector one. You just have to go to comicbookinvest.com and on the post comment on one of your favorite Venom covers, and the top 3 will win a copy.
I think didn't Ben C just announce another one?
Another contest?
Yeah.
I think that's the newest one. And if you want to order your copy, it is through Little Giants Comics. So they have these Shattered variants. They had a 129 variant, ASM 129. They had a
300, right?
ASM 300.
Yep.
It's actually kind of cool because the guy does actual mosaics of comics. So
And it's gigantic, right?
Yeah, he does a full 5-foot mosaic, and then they take an image and do the comic. Because I know McFarlane has a Spawn version he commissioned. I have seen a Chamber of Chills 19 and some other stuff. So
Wow.
the actual artist doing it is pretty damn badass. That they make a cover of it, cool. But the actual mosaic themselves, I mean, is pretty fucking cool. So check that out at comicbookinvest.com.
Good stuff. I honestly thought this podcast wasn't really that great, but everybody showed up today.
Well, real quick, Dino, you were talking just to throw it in there. I know we talked about it in the beginning. You were talking about Tiger Woods over the weekend and how he's coming back. A lot of people are big on that, and hopefully maybe he can get. Was he like 2 majors behind Nicholas? I can't. What is his?
Yeah, it's 2.
No,
Yeah,
he's more than that.
Is it?
He's only at 14.
Yeah,
And Nicholas is 4
behind.
4 behind. You guys think that he's finally back? I know a lot of people are saying that he looks better than
he looked good.
I think he looked good. I don't think we're not going to say he's back. I think next year will be if he can hold off Father Time and next year he gets a full healthy season with a good swing and a good mindset. I think
he's got to
be
hit fairways though.
Yeah, that's his problem.
Yeah. Well, I know for a while it was his injuries. They were saying that the back injuries and the surgeries he's had, he'd probably never come back, and his popularity kind of fell off. And if we were all smart during that time, we would have went out and looked for a pretty rare card of Tiger Woods. Some of you might have heard of. He has a really hard to find quote unquote rookie card. And back in 1996, Sports Illustrated used to do a Sports Illustrated for Kids magazine where they actually included a perforated sheet of 9 cards, I think it was, in every book. And they would just, put in the whoever was hot that month or being talked about that month. And in the December 1996 issue, if you guys ever see it, if you ever see any Sports Illustrated for Kid issues that still have the cards intact, the December 96 issue has, I want to say it's Larry Johnson in a Knicks uniform, and he's like at a bus stop or something. But anyways, that issue has the very first Tiger Woods quote unquote rookie card in it. Golf at that time didn't have very many cards. They didn't have a regular yearly set, I know for sure. Sometimes you could get little issues here and there, and there's a famous Donruss issue they did back in the early 80s, but up in that at that point there wasn't a regular set. And there's actually a lot of stories of people going to like school libraries and asking the school librarian, hey, do you guys get magazines? And they would find the Sports Illustrated for Kids magazine in there because they wouldn't rip the cards out, and just go take a look at it and rip the cards out. And I think there was a sale of this card in a PSA 10, which isn't impossible to get, but it's hard to get with a perforated issue, a card issue. It's you got to be careful. And matter of fact, there's a lot of guys making money. People would send them their 9-card sheet, and they were really good at cutting the cards out with an X-Acto knife. And
that's what I was going to ask you. Is like, how do you do that?
And you have to do it just right, because they consider the perforations part of the card. So if you're an idiot and you cut it so the perforations aren't there, you just destroyed any value of that card. So you have to make sure the perforations are there.
So do you go around the perforations, I guess, with an X-Acto knife?
No. I think the best way to do it is to just cut right where the perforation is at its smallest, point, so that it's uniform across the card.
Wow.
And it's very hard to do, but here's the reason why it's such a big deal. At one point, that card sold for $125,000 in a PSA 10.
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's a card in a magazine. Think about that. So that card
it's
actually
down a bit.
It's down a bit.
It's still in the multi-thousand range.
No, well, yeah, and just think
there was a PSA 10 that sold in the last 3 months.
And how much would it go for?
I don't know. It's the best offer at 4K, so less than 4K.
So just think, 2 years ago when he was at his lowest and everybody hated the guy. I mean, those were probably on eBay, best offers for $50. So I think it's always good to remember that, especially with sports, that the bad name and the bad reputation and everything ends up passing, and there's good times to buy. And that would have been a great time to pick up that card, and I'm kick myself every day for not doing it, considering he's kind of putting it back on.
You know who else is on that sheet?
No.
Doug Flutie as a Toronto Argonauts.
There you go. That brings up other card stuff that we'll talk about later, but you bring up Flutie, and one of these days we'll get into the whole foreign card market. But
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're ever out in garage sale land or estate sale land and you see a stack of Sports Illustrated for Kids magazines, just keep your eye out. There are a few other cards that people look for in that Sports Illustrated for Kids sheet. There's a couple other harder to find rookies, mostly golfers, but the Tiger Woods is a really nice card. And back in the day when it first got really huge, I thought it was a really cool card to have. It's pretty rare, and it was a little different. And because it was a kids magazine, we collect comics, so we know those kids magazines are usually just trashed. So it's hard to find it in a decent condition.
I just fear every time I go to like a garage sale that has like cards, I just should buy them.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, back in I think we talked a little bit about this, and Ben actually knows a lot about this too, is that back in the late 90s or the 90s in general, the card market was such bullshit that I think about just about every card released, or 90%, percent of the cards that got released back then were so overproduced that most of the garage sales you go to, you're going to get monster boxes of less than a penny card. A lot of people use them for fire tinder.
Well, you can't even sell some of those.
Did you guys see on the Flipside page that who posted this?
Yeah, that's Clint, right?
Yeah, Clint.
Yeah.
They the most famous, greatest signed baseball ever signed went for $600,000.
Yeah, when you see a Ty Cobb and a Babe Ruth signature right on the same area of the baseball, you've got something special.
Yeah, right. I put it in our little chat there too. $600,000, crazy.
Yeah.
I was watching an unboxing or the pack busting. This company from the National from last weekend.
CBSI. Were you there?
No, I didn't get to go, but
should have fucking went, you pussy.
I should have went too, because I probably
was it baseball card exchange?
No, I don't know who it was, but they were so at Tops, if you bought or if you did something you bought boxes at the show, you could take your receipt over there and they would give you a convention pack, and it's for Bowman, like Bowman Chrome or whatever, and they're only national cards or whatever in that thing. And so this company, they're like, yeah, we bought a bunch, so we've got 10 packs of these Bowman. We're gonna bust them right here. And the first pack that they opened, they got a Trout number 3 of 3 autograph.
Wow.
in the first pack, and it's probably $1,000 card, but and then like the third pack, they got a Jim Tomei autograph numbered out of 4.
That versus the Mantle, man.
Yeah.
The Mantle thing was crazy.
So I had a question about the Mantle thing. So they're doing that raffle. Did anybody you guys are in the cards more than I do. Like, how much was a ticket? Was it like $10,000 a ticket or something, or was it like?
It was $500.
Oh God, $500 a ticket?
It was $500 a spot, and he got a $50,000 card.
Well, I know he got a $50,000 card, but I don't think everybody else got $500 worth of cards. You don't think?
Oh, I didn't. That's the whole point.
Well, and I mean, they didn't know that was going to be in there, right?
You could have nothing in that.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been, but granted, and I'll be honest, there's a huge market for unopened packs.
Yes.
And to bust up, what was that, 52 Bowman? Is that what that was?
55, right? 55?
Yeah. Whatever it was, I mean, there's very, very few of those packs even still in the world. I mean,
yeah. And not only that, those sets were so big and you only get like 6 cards, 7 cards a pack, and usually at least one card is damaged because of the gum. So there's a I mean, you can really get down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
This is
watching.
too much for me, man. I feel like it's almost as bad as coin.
That's where I would want to fucking play, is the fucking real dangerous, man. That's
God.
I think that's where I can't do it, because I'm like, I want to go where I'm gonna fucking make or lose. I want fucking
Hey,
I want the big fucking odds.
Just go onto eBay, type in PSA pack, and they're graded, they're slabbed, and you break them out of the slab and open the packs.
Well, I've talked to you guys about this before. That's one of my favorite things I collect is PSA graded unopened packs, and I kind of put it on that segment idea thing that we were talking about. And there's really cool stuff with that, like Ben was saying, and they're really hard to get certain packs. But my holy grail that I have is an unopened 1976 Topps football cello pack, graded PSA 8, that has a Walter Payton rookie on top, and it's showing. And there are packs out there like that with guys you never would expect that that got saved from back in the 50s and 60s. There's Michael Jordan rookie packs that are still on, or Michael Jordan's showing on a pack of 1986 Fleer basketball, where the top card, or you can actually, if you're smart enough to know where to look, you can see who the top card is. And PSA has graded multiple packs with unopened with the Jordan rookie showing. And that card is worth more in that pack unopened than it is opened, because unopened, you can't, it's like that whole Schrodinger's cat thing. You don't know if the cat's dead or alive when you open that box. But with this, you don't know if that card is just, off-centered, or if it has a gum stain or not. But unopened, you know that it's in there, it's unopened. There's a chance it could have other rookies in there. So
we're talking about multi-syllable words tonight, Schrodinger's theory with cats.
That's the thing. That's where I want to play, is the fucking crazy shit. Like,
but you got the gambler's mentality, though.
I do. I fucking love it.
I would have loved to have gone to that national, man. I know we talked about it for a while on the past show, but I would have loved to have gone.
A few $100, I've been like, you're giving me a shot at this? Yeah, fuck it.
Oh God! See, I would have been the opposite. I'd been like, I probably got screwed out of it.
Well, I would have been one of the 6 losers, but just to have the shot at it.
Yeah.
So is the national at the same spot every year, Sign, or did they change it up?
No, it switches. It was in Cleveland this year. It might be in Chicago next year. I don't know.
Usually Chicago, Cleveland, and St. Louis, I think, are the 3 places where it goes the most.
Why can't they come to Detroit, man?
Why can't they come to the West Coast? One of the cool things that I saw, I think it was at the National, was Upper Deck had a little thing going where they were handing out hockey packs for something, and Brett Hull showed up, and he sat down with one of the guys that was breaking boxes. He was just a normal guy that, won something, or Upper Deck, you could, like, Upper Deck does a thing where you can take old packages of unopened, or that you opened, and turn them in, and they'll, depending on how many packs you got or packages you turned in, they'll give you like a box. And a guy did this, and he was sitting down getting ready to open up the boxes he gave him, and Brett Hull walks up and sits down there with him and opens up with him. And Brett Hull's just like a little kid going through these hockey cards of, people half his age. So it's pretty cool to be able to open up sports cards and, in front of the people that you're, going through the packs, and there's that person, and you're sitting right next to him.
Next year it's in Chicago. In 2020 it's in Atlantic City.
Oh, Chicago. That's close.
Let's all go to Chicago. Fuck it. Let's go.
I don't mind it, dude. I'd go. I just go for the learning experience. I don't care. I would have no idea what I'm doing.
That would be fun. I'd probably be in on that.
We all can just split a room, and for like at least me and Z. I mean, Z, I could just come by and pick you up.
They're fun.
We could even stay at Ozzy's and ride the train up, dude. He's like an hour away.
Oh, dude, that's perfect.
They're fun. Those shows are fun. All the big dealers come out, and they bring out those cards at those You know,
the AF-15, the baseball cards.
Oh gosh, yeah, the 52 mantle PSA 9s. I mean, those guys, they bring them out of the vault, and I've seen tables where they buy a table, and they're not cheap. I mean, you're spending $1,500 for one 8-foot table or something like that, and they have one card sitting on the table, and just sits there.
So
I mean,
I was gonna ask you that. So they have all these expensive, like we all know, like at Baltimore, some guys bring like AF-15s, and you only let 3 people in a booth. What do you do about security? Like, I mean, is it like in a vault, or like do they have like a big case that's locked, or
I've set up at shows at the Stevens Convention Center up in Chicago before. It wasn't for the national, but it was for like the Midwest, whatever, you know, something big there. And they told us to leave all of our stuff, and everybody left the stuff in the room. And they at 6 o'clock or whatever, they lock the doors from the inside, and the security guards walk the floors all night, and nobody gets out.
Were you worried at any point?
Well, what's bad is I actually had something stolen during the show.
I was just about to say, a lot of people have had stuff stolen during that type of stuff, and that's
not after hours, but during the actual show, somebody swiped something from me, but
because I worry about that. Me and Z have this conversation at Indy every year, because he always brings his slabs, which is fine, back to the room like it's high price stuff, and we're like, whatever. But
it's pretty tight. I mean, after that's why they're kicking you guys out. I mean, they're like, get out. It's
but
because they're going to lock it in.
Yeah, but it could be like a random janitor guy who, just got a job. Just, I mean, if you're going to con it, like play the long con, right?
I guess it could be.
I mean, they aren't kicking me out aggressively enough for me to believe them.
That is true too.
I mean, I want them to fucking be like, you're out, dude. It's 6:05, you're out. No, there's people just hanging around.
Like, you got to leave, and we just laugh at them and continue talking. Yeah. And it's funny because the dealers are literally the guys who want to get out of there the worst because they've been there the whole day,
Right.
So. Well, I'm super pumped for you, Stein. You got a nice box there. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to, hit like a Venom, McFarlane remaster or something like that.
How about that Thor 1/500 remastered? That one's a beautiful book.
But yeah, it looks like this Legacy Deodato is probably the best one.
Well, I think you can sell those 1 in 25s and make most of your money back on the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
I bet they're all $20, $25 books.
I don't think so.
I bet even that generation sells for more than you think it does.
Gosh, who would pay that?
Some asshole.
Well, it's just us 5. People are dropping like flies. Scotty left. DeVoe's gone.
Yeah, I gotta get going soon here.
All right, boys. Are we gonna call it? I think we did a good episode. I mean, it's like 3 hours, but. Oh, you want Paul's problem before we leave? Are you around?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Let's do it.
Let's see what's the next up in my little notebook.
Okay.
We had a basketball hoop at my house when I was a kid, and I could never jump high enough to dunk on it.
Wait. Was it one on a pole or one like on a garage?
No, it was on a wooden pole, so it wasn't a metal one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So one day when no one's around, I piled up a bunch of shit. I was like, all right, now I'm high enough I can actually dunk. And I jump up there and I dunk and I hang on the rim, and the whole fucking backboard and everything comes ripping off the old wood. And I'm lucky it didn't like go right around my head and like pull my neck back, but it just all fucking collapsed right on my back and just jacked my knee up. And I just come hobbling inside. And I think my mom or somebody like, what happened? I'm like, I just got to lay down on the couch. I was fucked up for like 2 days. My knee was jacked up, and oh my God, it was ridiculous.
Do you know what the strangest part of that story is? The fact that you picked up a basketball.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. I have some more basketball stories.
In the hood, we broke so many rims, man. It was crazy. Like, because, you know, when we're in the ghetto, right, you only have, like, maybe one rim on the street, right? And it's like that guy who has a rim, man, that's like your ultimate thing because all your buddies are going to play it. So everybody would say no hanging on the rim. And by, like, day 4, the rim was gone because it snapped off the backboard because people were hanging on it. Oh, good stories.
Yeah, the whole thing just, oh, man, collapsed right on top of me.
Is that the only Paul problem?
The one per show. I gotta ration these out.
Okay. Okay.
Save the rest for Baltimore.
Z wanted to bring some more books for Balmer for grading, so he told that you can't have that many. You can't have a big luggage case this year. Scotty only has so much room.
I know. I got to figure out. I got to sort my books for sure. I got to narrow it down to what I'm going to send for pressing and what I'm comfortable grading as is, and then I'm still struggling if I want to just handle it.
Don't do it. Just keep it, dude. I would keep it, dude. That's just trouble.
I'm thinking my only option there is if I sell them as is and then just buy CGCs, but I don't even know if I want to do it. I'll just keep them as they are.
I like it. If you're hard up that bad for it, dude, I'll buy it from you.
No, I just want it in a CGC case.
No, I know, but if you're that hard up, I'll buy it for you, and I'll keep it CBCS. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I have more books to worry about. I should leave them as is.
Okay,
but good show. I think we'll call it a night.
Cool. Thanks everybody for listening.
I'm getting
back for the end. Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm getting text messages from people about the podcast now. That's okay. All right, boys. 2 weeks is right before. Oh no, 2 weeks is August 27th. Yeah, and then the 27th. I'm just kind of rolling out here. It'll be before Balmer will be one of our last shows, kind of, and then our Balmer, and then we'll do one after or something like that. So, all right, boys. Thanks everybody. Remember, like and subscribe, do all that stuff, iTunes reviews, hit it up. So, all right, boys. I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.